Bolo TBV. Yo, we love, baby, we love. Bolo TBV will help people make sure someone subscribe to all of my platforms. That me I tell you no, cause you can't miss nothing. Alright, so let me see what I'm going to say. I forgot to put the message in that part. So let me just do that now. What is going on? I did not take up anything. I don't know about that. Don't know why you told me you're thinking I did that. No, I think that. Like, seriously? Good night, Vivian. How you doing, Vivian? See, I can't put my bag one way so people on TikTok can see the message. What? I want to make a try help out, you know, when I see me do this, you know. I'm going to go live on TikTok, you know, but guess what? When you in Fiat, hey, tonight is going to be a banger around. Yo, are so much things are going on in Jamaica? No, seriously. Are so much things are going on in Jamaica? Yo, I literally have about 10 videos to go over right now. Are so much things are going on in Jamaica? Jeez. Hey, the man, hey. You know, so I'm going to play that piece of tape here. Because I tell you say, yo, pastor shut the word, never tell a lie. Me say the man prophesy, yo, Andrew Honest naga have no blur not peace. You hear what I say? Andrew Honest, he man can't have no peace, Jamaica. You believe in a man? Me say Andrew Honest can't have no peace, no peace, no peace. No peace. The man tenure will be tenuous. Hey, the man say it, you know, man. The man say Andrew Honest tenure will be tenuous. It better if you never did win. My God, what a prophecy to... Hey, me say me I go find it and show you what I go on. You know what I look a bit? Me, I go find it right. As you come in, please like up the video and share up the video on my side. That is it. Zion love, big up yourself. No, for real, you know? Me say, hey, the man prophesied the thing clear like a day. Hold on. You know? People not hear anything. Let me see. No, not hear nothing. Hold on. Power. Alright, awesome. But just the one know say everything, the audio, you have control of everything. Yeah, I'm find Pastor Peter Chambers video, yeah, man. Your tenure will be tenuous. You understand, Andrew? Your tenure will be tenuous. That is the word. That is the word. Yeah, let me share my screen. I know what I think. Oh, by the way, I come here and share my screen. Oh, sorry about that. No good? When I hear me, I'm so going to say. It good. Everything all work. Everything plug in, not plug out. Yeah, man, I give people them some time to come in. Crime doesn't pay anywhere you take it. You think I joke? You think I joke? You know, I tell people already, you know, and I think I joke. Listen, I don't want to have nothing to do with anything. Me tell myself one long time ago, I say, Father God, me I go do everything the right way before me ever try to do it the wrong way. If me do it the wrong way, I mistake me. But me really I attempt to do it the right way. June, what's up, June? Yeah, man, me tell me reason with God, and I say, Father God, watch you. The way my mother grow me, I have to make sure some do things the right way. You understand? Yeah, so I don't want to let down my mother. I don't want to let down my parents overall. The Bible says honor your parents. So your days might be long. So big up my father. Anyway, them a general big up myself. Heart of love and ice water love. So man deal with. And my father watch me all the while, you know. Watch ya. Come off from my page. Oh, then you know, so them, you know, me say a while ago, Chopper John. How him did there? Chopper John pan live. What this? A Chopper John me see pan live a while ago in Jamaica. Me nah advertising thing, but me see him pan live a while ago. But you know, I'm a Bolo VNR, Bolo TBV page me go on. So you know them probably I watch me video them. Yeah, because me feel like all I liberate them know about me. All I liberate them. What's up for you? Crime pay cause the partisan benefit. No man, listen to me. Some things is only for your time in my general. Yeah man, Gabby. Some things is only for your time. Freedom big up yourself. You get notification now? Alright. Freedom get notification now in Jamaica. I want to them. Let me play the anthem before we start. Because you know we have to wake up the people them, though. We have to wake up the people them.
Well, finally, I want to say to the people of Jamaica, we're at a tipping point. One of the things that Richard Pandoy, CEO of Separate, said to me today, that he can't understand why everybody's so silent and why the people are so silent and I take all of this problem. And that's why I say, we want the people of Jamaica to wise up and rise up and make the man them know. So we know that we are in a crisis and we're not tolerating those things anymore.
Jamaica, and that you come to talk about. Jamaica in a crisis, you know. I posted a video earlier before me start the live. I want to go and check it out. Yeah, man. I posted a video earlier before me start the live. Yeah? It's a 15 or 14 minute video. I know some I put out a whole heap of content and it's hard for people to catch up. But I want to pre that video there. Fear big up your nice clean self and my baby. Alright? Fear, you subscribe to my YouTube channel. People on TikTok, you see that something alright or so? This is the cash app. This is for all the real people that want to bless up the platform. Let's do the right thing. See that? Cash app. That's the cash app. Paul Chin name up on here. Paul Chin. See cash app there? Yeah. Alright. Empress Norma, good night. Derek, big up yourself, my general. June, you know it go. Let me see who they over here, sir. Bolo TBV, one I deal with. I'm going to play next anthem again.
But listen me. Big up the government. Respect. But you see me? The truth is just the truth. I have to respect it. Our country now run right. Our country now run right. All who believe me, Bossa Blanc say blow! It's nothing. It's not mace nor puffy.
Sorry about that, my side. The next thing more play phone on this.
Don't ever believe that a politician is a leader. Don't ever believe that. Because the system that we have produces politicians. It doesn't produce leaders. And so you can have a politician who knows nothing about leadership and he's leading you. Politicians are concerned about the next election. That's all they're interested in. That's why they cannot be leaders. But leaders are different. Leaders are concerned about the next generation. I want you to compare those two thoughts the next time you have a politician come to your house wanting to vie for your vote. Just ask him, what is your vision for my children? I will sit and listen for 20 minutes for you to tell me what it is. He will leave your house because he has no interest in your children's children. His concern is to stay in power, to keep the position, to win the next election. This is why they cannot lead. When you are going to have a conversation with a politician, you should actually try this as a test. You, by the way, as a citizen of a community, you have a right to be seen by the mayor. I hope you know that. If you voted for a mayor, the mayor works for you. Therefore, you have a right to see him. You can make an appointment to see any public officer you voted for. Did you know that? That's your legal right. If he don't want to see you, you can take him to court. That's democracy. So I want you to make an appointment to go and see your mayor or go and see your governor and just sit and say, I want 30 minutes with you, sir. And ask him about that list right there. And sir, what is your purpose for being in leadership in this city? What is your purpose? The first question will make him very nervous. Second question, what is your passion for our community? He'll be wondering what you're talking about. What are you talking about? I just want to build roads and bridges and provide jobs. No. What is your passion? And this is why we need to question the leaders we have. And so I have a little thought here. I call it politics versus leadership. Let's talk about it for a second. Number one, politicians focus on programs, not vision. Number two, politicians' priority is securing the next election, not securing the next generation. Their focus is different. Number three, politicians are preoccupied with promises, not purpose. What we need is statesmen. Statesmen. We don't need more politicians. A statesman is an interesting human. A statesman think of the next generation.
So woe be unto those who are partnering with the revivalists, partnering, hallelujah, with the Rastafarians, partnering with the New Agers in the so-called interfaith collaboration. The Lord says, I am not a part of it. And I shall show open signs of my displeasure, said the Lord. Again, count 40 days from October 28th, when Melissa made landfall. The Lord says, watch my hand, watch my finger as I move across this nation. And so this again is an open call.
Jamaica, the government get 40 days, you know. From it, the man I got tell him, you know, this was an open call to the Prime Minister. Right? Let me see if I can find a when at the date on this. The date was the 11th, the 6th of November 2025. And the man make them know, said, General, listen to me. You know, listen to me good. Saying, Mr. Prime Minister, you have one more chance. But big up yourself, Splash. You sure up your life for me, yeah? Man say, Mr. Prime Minister, basically we have one more chance. It's a 40-day period. We need to have 3 days fasting, prayer, and repentance. That's literally a mourning. 3 days fasting, prayer, repentance, and mourning. Man, call feet. Because God tell him to call feet. That call has been going on. Prayer, 3 days fasting and prayer has been going on for about 10 years. Andrew don't answer a call all now. That's why Jamaica is not trouble, you know? Because the leader ignore God, you know? Tell him if he can't tell, we say not ignore. Jamaica may have a tape with the lady. You remember when he did do the interview for the cleaner? With the lady, we are pastor and the lady I tell him so Jamaica need to turn from their wicked ways. Remember that. From pandemic, from them time, from before that he might get the word. So you know, you see the attack on Pastor Peter Chambers, you see the attack on the church itself in a COVID. Where church are locked down and pastor get locked up and peer things. Andrew is not a normal leader. Andrew did some things where no other leader never do before. Wouldn't have the audacity to do because they did actually fear God. You feel me I say? He man look like him not have no fear for God, and that's dangerous for him. And that it's even more dangerous for the nation. You understand? Because when your leader supposed to align himself with the Most High. Andrew now do that. Andrew depend on his own part and I do his own thing and when he feel like do. Right? And I do things feel him way. I'm not listen to nobody. You understand? Let's continue. You think a normal thing I go to Jamaica?
To the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Remember, the prophetic word is that your victory shall be a Pyrrhic victory. And if you think you see turmoil and hardship and difficulties, you ain't seen anything yet, saith the Lord.
Yo, sorry about that, guys. But they are talking. Hey, wanna keep me sharp on my side over BOLO TBV and clips. Wanna like and shut the life for me, man. Don't do me that. Sorry about that. Me the mute a while ago. But me I say, Andrew and the government get a whole heap of call, a whole heap of message. You see me? You hear the man say a turmoil, brother. I be a turmoil Jamaica I go through, bro. Brothers and sisters, be a turmoil. And see the hurricane season coming up in a day, 24 hours from now. Or a little less than, a little over 24 hours from now, because you know, say 30th, 31st, 30th, yeah. 48 hours from now, to be exact. 48 hours from now, my side, my people, Jamaica, they're right in at the eye of a hurricane season again. And we don't know when we wanna go drop. Anything can go on. The sea, the ocean is warm. I not even hear the government that try to warn nobody like, alright, so me not say that. Let me not say that. Let me say this. I don't think they're having enough conversation about something called Super Nino. There was one video that I saw on TVJ. I haven't seen, and maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen them really dive into the potential of Super Nino and what it can do to this hurricane season. It could very well raise up the most powerful storm Jamaica ever seen. Bigger and even more powerful than Hurricane Melissa. Or it could prevent them from coming here. Those are the two realities. And so one would be drought because a lack of precipitation, which water dry up and you don't have enough water. Or it could be rain just to destroy the place. Now, if it is the extreme of heat, it would make sense for the prophecy about the big earthquake. I don't think y'all heard me though. If it is going to be heat, where it's gonna stop storms from coming, it could lead to the prophecy of the earthquake and tsunami. That is not good. That is not good. If it's the other extreme, if it's the other extreme in Jamaica, what we could very well see is the most massive storm we ever seen hit this island. And it would be like a 1-2 punch knockout because we just had Melissa. That's a possibility. Those two things that I just said a while ago. I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody, but just to understand. I saw the thing on TVJ, I believe. Super Nino, go look it up. The Super Nino. Listen, I put the video out. If you guys need to pay attention to the video them on the drop, I put the video out. And not a lot of people watched it. I was like, no man, the people that need to hear this. The Super Nino, the weather. What it will do to the ocean. The man them say, the Super Nino effect, it will have the ocean so hot, so warm. And if we learn anything from Hurricane Melissa, remember that in Hurricane Melissa, that was the thing. That was the problem. That was the challenge. In Hurricane Melissa, it just sat there in the ocean and just build up and just get strong like a Super Saiyan. Everybody will watch DBZ, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody will watch DBZ, y'all know what I'm talking about. Alright? It was like Superman. That destructive. So can you imagine something equal to that or even greater in this hurricane season? Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys watch Andre Stevens' show tonight, but it gave further context as to how much more people is suffering in silence in the western areas of Jamaica while we are looking at a hurricane season. Michelle, how are you doing? It gave more context. So this was a call to the Prime Minister. If you don't answer this call in 40 days, you're going to face turmoil like you never imagined. Let's play the tape.
For the longer you break, the prophetic word is that your victory shall be a Pyrrhic victory. And if you think you see turmoil and hardship and difficulties, you ain't seen anything yet, saith the Lord. For the longer you take to comply with my instructions, the more difficult it will be for you to govern the nation. The Lord says, I will make your brief tenure, hallelujah, that's very interesting. I will make your brief tenure tenuous, saith the Lord. Tenuous and painful, saith the Lord. You still have the chance to listen to my voice. The Lord says, I have exposed you to my servants of the Lord over the years. You know the authentic vessels of God. Align yourself with them so that I, the Lord God, can extend grace, mercy, and favor to you so that you will be able to navigate or lead this nation through this moment of unprecedented crisis. The Lord says worse is up ahead if Jamaica does not turn. Worse is up ahead if Jamaica does not turn. Let me say it one more time. Worse is up ahead if Jamaica does not turn.
So one of the interesting things that the man of God said there, Colleen, how you doing? Calligrapher. What I'm wondering is if the last 7 months of the shelter were rebuilt or repaired in anticipation of the hurricane season. Good night, Colleen. Big up yourself. No, thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you. Yeah, man. You know, I haven't been asking you guys over by TikTok to help me with the live goal, but today is Friday. Today is Friday. I want 25 money going tonight. So who is here that has watched my platform on TikTok, my live streams, my videos, and you guys really appreciate what I be doing? Show me some love right now, baby. Hey, listen, I'm here to receive all blessings and abundance tonight. You heard? The cash app, let me put up the cash app for you guys. On YouTube. Hold on. So something interesting that the man I got talked about, ladies and gentlemen. He said that, Andrew Oles, you know the true men and women of God. I have exposed you to them. Align yourself with them so you can actually have the aid of of maneuvering through this very tenuous and painful time that is coming up. This was from last year, Jamaica, November 6. An open call to the Prime Minister of Jamaica from Jeffrey Shuttleworth. Obviously he has not reached out to Jeffrey Shuttleworth. Because if he did, a lot of things would have changed in Jamaica. The hardship, and not just him, because he never said to link him, you know. He said, you know, the men and women of God, the true men and women of God, I have exposed you to them. So Andrew Holness knows the authentic men and women of God. And the man said, align yourself with them so God can speak to you through them to actually maneuver this really troubling time that's up ahead. And then Jamaica, what happened? In 2026, the war between Iran and America happened, and look at us now. Things has turned up in terms of struggle for the people. But he didn't listen. He didn't listen. Pride, yo. The pride cometh before the fall. Right? But, hey man. Can't say me if I want, no. Let's get into it, guys. First video of the night. Strong winds to impact Jamaica through Saturday. Some fisher folks weary. And this was one day ago. May 28th. I didn't see this clip. Let's listen to it.
Welcome back. We are continuing the news. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica says strong winds affecting Jamaica through Saturday could cause rough seas and infrastructure damage. And already fishermen are beginning to feel the impact. Yannick Williams has the details.
All right, we're going on so right now, you know, the breeze that give a problem, you know. A lot of breeze, I give a problem.
Strong winds whipped across sections of Jamaica on Thursday, caused by a low-level jet stream. And in Rocky Point, Clarendon, fishers rushed to secure boats and equipment as rough seas hurled debris, seaweed, and broken branches onto beaches.
Boy, it's scary about in the car when you can't find your food, you know, everyone is scary. You try 100 times all you know, still at the place. Pray with some farmer cooling go on and gather and I fish them that we can get a good food.
The Met Service says the strongest impacts are expected along southern coastal communities and offshore waters, where marine conditions have become increasingly dangerous. The fishers say normally calm shorelines were left littered and windswept after hours of strong gusts. Still recovering from the impact of Hurricane Melissa, they are worried the strong winds could damage fishing infrastructure and affect their livelihoods.
We always get rain in May. No breeze. But now, neither rain, pay breeze. No fish can catch. We can't get nothing for sale. We can't even buy food. Nothing. Picnic even can't go to school.
The family so we are there get like a rain, be a drought. All the ground, the trees them dry up. We can't even buy food. Because through the sea we live off, and the children them have to go see. Have to get like money for we as a grandmother.
Jamaica, I tell you, say, this is not an exaggeration. Chap, big up yourself, chap. What's up, Lady G? What's up, my TikTok wife? Where you going with? Jamaica cursing, not even the ground, the farming. You get to understand that some parts have set this strong wind since Monday. People say it feel like Melissa winds. Yo, I'm tell you something, man. The man and woman are gonna warn about this particular month of June come up. And the rest of the year we left in Jamaica. Them been a warn, come here, follow them up. Yeah, follow them up. And my mother follow them up regular. And if me not hear them, my mother tell me say, oi, Mark Stewart said this, oi, check out Peter Chambers and Karen. I don't know if you listen. A regular Karen said me, yo, Bolo, check this out. You are going, warning. And Karen warned me, you know. Karen warned me and tell me, say, yo, Bolo, From last year she warned me. She said store up water. Store up whole heap of water. Pray, repent. Ask God for mercy. Mother tell me the same thing too. Not in a such detail, but repent and pray for mercy. You understand? Pastor Peter Chambers. Danny, good night. Vivian, big up. Pastor Peter Chambers. Jeff Shuttleworth, Mark Stewart. Prophetess, them were all about the place. You can see the men and women of God. It's a consistent message. Alicia, big up. Jamaica face some serious judgment, yo. Some serious judgment. Serious judgment. I don't remember. Some things we're not for talk still. Some things we're not for talk. But, you know, yeah, it's serious. It's serious.
Some fishers say the prolonged conditions could also affect earnings if boats remain docked for several days.
Oh, this is about time no figure see no. This is about time figure see man. Any fisherman want to see no man. A hungry man. You no save your money. If you save your money, and look out for bad time.
While some are also worried this hurricane
emotional damage. Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Elder bun them out. Elder say, you know, if you save for the money. Save for the money for the hard time, your backside. No, sir. Him the wrong still, but him forgot to Melissa the mash up people are there. Him forgot to bury the mash them up before that. Him can't stay there. Him go on.
Season might be even worse than last year. The Met Service is warning that the conditions could persist onto Saturday, increasing the risk of damage to roofs, trees, and light infrastructure. Fishers and residents in vulnerable areas are being urged to remain alert. Yannick Williams, TVJ News.
Okay, so time now for responses to our feedback question. And this evening, we have been asking, what has been your experience with the strong winds being felt across the island since Wednesday? Our first.
You know, say TVJ not easy. Well, you know, say not TVJ. You know, TVJ a problem, you know. You know, say, I just go over them still. Yeah. I go over them. Cause me did done set them already, you know. Me say, yo, me forward ready, you know. Me forward ready, me not tell no lie, me did. Me upbeat. Anybody I got the World Cup? Anybody at Chan Wagwan? Anybody I got World Cup? Me can't afford it, so me know me not go. But I tell you if it's tan, yeah. Yeah, when I tell you if it's every tan, yeah. I don't have that sound bite there. Or me do my movie. I with the tan yard sound bite there. Tan, yeah. Trust me. June, Margaret, tan, yeah. Don't bother feel like say. You understand? No. Just tan yard. Tan, yeah. Believe me when me tell you. Dangerous. Serious. These are some serious times. All I can see around me is just death and crime. Jamaica is in a terrible place. Look at me, they move that one day. But me I find it back still. I gotta load up the soundboard. I go and play this.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just...
The Court of Appeal has overturned a finding of professional misconduct against attorney and Portland Eastern MP Isaac Buchanan. The ruling relates to comments he made in 2020 about former DPP Paula Llewellyn. In a unanimous decision today, the court said the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Counsel acted unfairly and breached principles of natural justice. It also found that the committee erred in law, that the court set aside the misconduct ruling and all sanctions and ordered the GLC to pay Buchanan's legal costs. The judges also ruled that the committee improperly relied on the sub judice rule without giving Buchanan adequate notice to respond. Now, still to come this evening, PM urges strengthening of ODPEM ahead of hurricane season. And in business news, JC revenue holds amid economic shock and rising costs. Stay with us. We'll be right back. The Supreme Court has refused an application by the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, seeking disclosure of an investigative report prepared by the Integrity Commission concerning alleged corruption, impropriety, and irregularities in the storage of firearms and ammunition and the award of firearm licenses at the authority.
In a ruling delivered by Justice Tara Carr in Chambers, the court determined that the report remains confidential under the provisions of the Integrity Commission Act until it is formally tabled in Parliament. In refusing the application, Justice Carr held that the court already had sufficient information to determine the issues arising at the leave stage, and that disclosure of the report was therefore unnecessary at this point in the proceedings. The court found that the FLA was already aware of the nature of the investigation, the decision makers involved, and the grounds upon which it intended to challenge the process, including allegations of procedural unfairness and illegality. Justice Carr stated that the judicial review proceedings are primarily concerned with the decision-making process of which the applicant was already aware. The court further held that the Integrity Commission had satisfied its duty of candor by providing sufficient information regarding the investigation and the process undertaken. Justice Carr also rejected submissions that the report fell outside the confidentiality provisions of the Integrity Commission Act. The court concluded that reports prepared pursuant to Section 54 of the Act remain subject to the confidentiality requirements imposed by Section 53(3) until they are tabled in Parliament. The judge noted that the legislation expressly criminalizes unauthorized disclosure of confidential investigative material and held that it would be inappropriate for the court to order disclosure in circumstances where Parliament had prescribed a clear statutory process governing confidentiality and tabling. Accordingly, the court refused the application for disclosure. The court granted leave to appeal the ruling. The substantive application for leave to apply for judicial review is scheduled for hearing on September 17, 2026. Janella Precious, TVJ News.
In the meantime, the attorney representing the FLA says the decision will be appealed.
The decision of the court today can be summed up in two sentences.
Yeah.
One, the court believed that although we're challenging the report, it is not necessary for the purposes of granting leave to apply for judicial review. And two, that the court believed that the confidentiality clause in the Integrity Commission Act, particularly, I believe it is Section 53, subsection 3, and Section 56 generally, precludes the disclosure of the report. But however, we argue that that interpretation is not correct.
Jamaica them can't state about interpretation not correct. Big up the court. You hear what I said? Wanna like up the life, no man? No man, you day in a place, but you not like up the life, man. Oh man, you do the right thing, man. Isaac Buchanan winning case. FLA they are struggle. Talk about them a go appeal. Good night, that's how you doing. We just need to know, say. You see the House of Parliament. Jamaica wanna know, say. I'm telling you something. You see them. A 6 report going to Parliament today. Make you see if they not got table them little. Power tap, guys. Power tap. Just like this. That's all you got to do. Right in the middle of the screen. Power tap. Tap, 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 tap. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's it. 150,000 likes on TikTok. So you have to share it at least around 20 people. Verasi, how you doing? Verasi. No, Verasi, mister, how you doing? Good night. I haven't seen you in a minute. Bless up yourself. See you? Let's continue.
Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome to folks on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, for the first time, Jamaicans are now able to track the compliance levels of the island's public bodies through an online digital tool.
Launched by the Jamaica Accountability Meter portal JAMP, the Public Bodies Tracker is expected to measure how public agencies are complying with their own policies and procedures.
The launch of JAMP's new accountability tool, the Public Bodies Tracker, at the Ligani Club in St. Andrew Friday morning.
There are all these laws. So we're going to take all these laws and we're going to put them there and see, are the entities complying with their own laws?
Executive Director of JAMP, Janet Calder, says it is really a traffic light system that may flag a
This one really warms my heart, ladies and gentlemen. This one is an official reaction. I don't know how many of you guys know about this, but hey, I'm putting it out there, okay? Yeah, I'm definitely, because I didn't know about this until today. As a matter of fact, I just saw the title and I said, I didn't even look at, you know? So let's listen to this.
Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome to folks on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, for the first time, Jamaicans are now able to track the compliance levels of the island's public bodies through an online digital tool.
Launched by the Jamaica Accountability Meter portal JAMP, the Public Bodies Tracker is expected to measure how public agencies are complying with their own policies and procedures.
The launch of JAMP's new accountability tool, the Public Bodies Tracker, at the Ligani Club in St. Andrew Friday morning.
There are all these laws. So we're going to take all these laws and we're going to put them there and see, are the entities complying with their own laws?
Executive Director of JAMP, Janet Calder, says it is really a traffic light system that may flag a warning within a public body.
Not only for the boards who might not be paying attention, who could come to JAMP Tracker and say, hold on a minute, I thought we were doing better, but for the Financial Secretary, but for the Cabinet Secretary.
There are 156 public bodies in the island. Some are fully funded by tax dollars, some partially funded by taxpayers, and some self-financed. The tracker only measures 38 of the 156 entities, those with a budget of over $2 billion. So far, 29 are being assessed, and the compliance score is 74%.
All of the ones that we are currently tracking, you can just scroll, but if you know exactly what you're coming for, if you're looking at it from a funding perspective, if you're looking at it from a particular ministry, you can select and zone in. I'm always interested in the compliance section. What if Arthur was just interested in all those failing? You could just hit that button. And of course, you can just put in the search for a particular entity.
From the PSOJ perspective, we are delighted that this tracker is now here, because you will be able to go on, everybody in Jamaica will be able to go on and see how is this particular public body complying with our laws. In addition to the Public Bodies Tracker, we're also launching the Sectoral Tracker today, and that was all Jeanette.
Now, the Sectoral Commitment Tracker, which is coming soon, will measure whether ministers complied with the promises made to the public each year during their sectoral presentations. The trackers come at a time when recent Auditor General reports flagged several breaches at government agencies.
We Jamaica like to say no number one. We like to think that everything is at zero. But this tracker is going to show you that there are ministries, there are public officials who are complying.
Jamaica, I don't know, you know. I feel conflicted about this. Is this the PSOJ talking? Can this system be manipulated? Is my first question. Because from the other day, we have seen some false report that come out about the PIOJ. And, you know, can this system be manipulated? I feel conflicted, I feel excited, and I feel mindful at the same time. Like, you know, the next question I want to ask, how does NARA fit in all of this? Is this particular entity, this whole system, is NARA going to use it too? Because if NARA is going to use it, I don't know. I'm still mindful, but I don't think this could be effective to NARA because NARA has this secrecy thing about it. Where, I don't know. And then again, I'm looking at it like, can the system be manipulated? I'm sorry, listen, my trust level is very low when it comes to this government. As a matter of fact, I don't trust them at all. So this is why my mind goes to, and not necessarily, I don't have a problem with JAMP, but can the government, let me not say that, can anybody manipulate that system on behalf of the government to make it seem as if things are running well when it is not? This is why real-time audits are important, you know. Where the physical person goes in. I know this is digital, so it's like, I don't know. But it sounds good still. Let's play it again. It sounds good.
Welcome back to Primetime News. And a special welcome to folks on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com. Up first this evening, for the first time, Jamaicans are now able to track the compliance levels of the island's public bodies through an online digital tool. Launched by the Jamaica Accountability Meter portal JAMP, the Public Bodies Tracker is expected to measure how public agencies are complying with their own policies and procedures.
The launch of JAMP's new accountability tool, the Public Bodies Tracker at the Ligani Club in St. Andrew Friday morning.
There are all these laws. So we're going to take all these laws and we're going to put them there and see, are the entities complying with their own laws?
Executive Director of JAMP, Janet Calder, says it is really a traffic light system that may flag a warning within a public body.
You know, Jamaica is so corrupt under the Jamaica Labour Party that this system should have been here 10 years ago. It's so interesting, though. It's so interesting for true, man. I feel excited, but I still feel mindful at the same. I really am guarded. I am so guarded, guys. Trust me, I don't trust this government. I don't. They have eroded any level of trust that I could have in them. And I never started out this way. I'm normally a person that don't have you know, it is what it is. Carl, how you doing? Good night, Justin. But I'm very like, bro, what? Can this be manipulated? It sounds so good.
Only for the boards who might not be paying attention, who could come to JAMP Track and say, hold on a minute, I thought we were doing better. But for the financial secretary, but for the cabinet secretary.
There are one.
Janet Cardler, she gives me confidence. I trust in Janet Cardler. I think she operates with integrity. But you see the PSOJ lady, from she mentioned PSOJ, that's where I went, I don't trust none of those people. None of them. And if y'all are listening, hey, y'all can feel offended all you want. I don't trust none of y'all. Y'all's history, who at the head? Somebody named with the N name Siaga? I don't trust. You all are guilty by association. I don't trust none of y'all. Not even one of them I don't trust. But this sounds good though, I ain't gonna lie. Janet Calder, you got me sold, but this lady got me thinking.
156 public bodies in the island. Some are fully funded by tax dollars, some partially funded by taxpayers, and some self-financed. The tracker only measures 38 of the 156 entities, those with a budget of over $2 billion. So far, 29 are being assessed, and the compliance score is 74%.
All of the ones that we are currently tracking, you can just scroll. But if you know exactly what you're coming for, if you're looking at it from a funding perspective, if you're looking at it from a particular ministry, you can select and zone in. I'm always interested in the compliance section. What if Arthur was just interested in all those failing? You could just hit that button. And of course,
let me tell you, when you have a Daryl Vaz saying that, listen, I would do it again after he broke the law. Clearly, after he broke the law, as a legislator, you know, I mean, you know, they don't care. Remember, he said, I would do it again. Who remember? I would do it again. If it means that the people are supposed to follow the proper procedure, you know what I mean? Who is that? Let's continue.
Of course, you can just put in the search for a particular entity.
From the PSOJ perspective, we are delighted that this tracker is now here because you will be able to go on, everybody in Jamaica will be able to go on and see how is this particular public body complying with our laws. In addition to the public bodies tracker, we're also launching the sectoral tracker today, and that was all Jeanette.
Now, the sectoral commitment tracker, which is coming soon, will measure whether ministers complied with the promises made to the public each year during their sectoral presentations.
I like this one. So now, I would love, anytime they go out and they talk about stuff, put a date on it. Yeah, put a date on it, bro. We don't want to hear that. As soon as an election year comes up, oh, we're going to do all of this. Put a date on it, fam. We don't want to hear none of that. Put a date on it. I have said this before and I'll say it again. When it comes to close to the election time, you should be completing projects. I don't want to hear about no promises. When election time actually come, then you start making promises. If you're in power, and if you're in power, your track record speaks for itself. You get me? So persons can, if on what's up. Hey, listen, I still like what Jump is doing. I can't even lie to you. But I just think this system should have been there 10 years ago, even before that. From about 25 years ago. You remember when Bruce took over? This system should have been in place. This system should have been in place.
The trackers come at a time when recent Auditor General reports flagged several breaches at government agencies.
We in Jamaica like to say nothing on one. We like to think that everything is at zero. But this tracker is going to show you that there are ministries, there are public officials who are complying.
Yeah, I'm not knock them still. You know. Miss Cardla, and you make me like that something because you're a part of it. I'm not telling a lie. I don't want to listen. I listen to this already. Strong winds. I listen to that already. This more I got to you now.
A call this evening. Member of Parliament for East Central St. Catherine, Alando Terrelong, is expressing disappointment with the National Works Agency, NWA, for not moving fast enough in repairing roadways across Portmore. Details in this report.
On Wednesday, scores of taxi operators who ply the Gregory Park route withdrew their services in protest against bad road conditions.
People can't even get a turn off because I want them with the low car, no turn off can't go on. As the boy struck out and them thing that they mash up back in our road. Look how them thing that big over there, sir.
Go ahead and patch the road yourself, father. It mash up back, we do it again, it mash up back. We need some assistance around them and it's a causeway.
Member of Parliament for East Central St. Catherine, Alando Terrelong, says for the past 7 months he has been making representation. However, nothing has been done.
This is the worst that the roads across East Central have been in the last decade. Now, for the past 7 months, I've been making representations to the heads of the National Work Agency, pleading with them, begging them to fix the roads across East Central. You know, from you get to the from you get off the 95 going across Christian Penn, right there in front of the clinic, going across the Cedar Grove Academy, going across Newlands Main Road. I mean, listen, going down into Grange Lane, the roads have just been in a deplorable state for the past 7 months.
He told residents funds were diverted in response to Hurricane Melissa.
Of course, you know, as a government, we've had to divert more than $67 billion, you know, to fix the...
Say him now. I make excuse for him government because I feel government in a power. You know? And that's why me I laugh, you know. And that's why I start to laugh at the emoji. The roads are in a deplorable state. Then, brother, your government in a power. So you tell me, say, your government in a power, and you have to beg for your road them get fixed. You can imagine what happened to the opposition in a them constituency. We have worse road than the one within a film constituency. What a bangarang. Jamaica, we in a trouble, you know. We in a trouble. We want to share this live with 5 people, man. A Friday night, we know the people them up. Wow. Yeah.
Areas across Western Jamaica that were state for the past 7 months.
He told residents funds were diverted in response to Hurricane Melissa.
Of course, you know, as a government...
Everything for blame Hurricane Melissa. Yo, me know the man they use Hurricane Melissa for every scapegoat, you know. Brother, the road is bad from before Hurricane Melissa. Stop it. Move up from us up. But Hurricane Melissa, who this? Madeline, what's up, Madeline? Hey, Madeline, me glad to see I caught you, you know. How you doing? This is the second time I came on. The other day when I came on, I think you left too soon. I didn't see you was there. Shout out to Madeline. Madeline is one of my day ones. You know what I'm saying? Big up Madeline over by BOLO TBV. Seen? Yeah, of course, Alicia appear this and that and blame game and push over this. So, you know what I mean? Longer than that. Yeah, the road them bad from long time. So now I come and blame NWC. And the government alone for be blame one of these spark program or on authentic intelligence. Right? Merle say, I smiled in the bolo. The same thoughts you echoed were what I was thinking. It's obvious. Come on, it's obvious. That is the most obvious thing out of all of it, bro. It's your government. The roads were bad the whole time. Hurricane Melissa made it worse. You guys promised the speaker, promised the people about Spark program. And the Spark is not sparking. They came to the PAC meeting and told us, well, you know, these roads that we told them as every MP that we wanted to fix out of the 10 roads, sometimes 2 is going to fix. Then we expect. And then talking about Hurricane Melissa. But I did play the tape before. Your tenure will be tenuous. Your tenure will be painful. This third term is going to be painful. It's going to be short, but it's going to be very painful for the Jamaica Labour Party. And unfortunately, the people of Jamaica will suffer. But we were warned. Can't blame nobody but myself. The prophet them talk, we bash them, we tell lie upon them. And I'm saying we, not I did it, but I'm saying we as a people. Because God is no respecter of any man. We as a people, we did wrong by the prophets and the apostles. We did. A lot of us bash them, call them false prophets, all of these things, tell lie upon them on social media. And if you stop it, if I have ever told a lie on Andrew Wallace, I apologize and I'm sorry. I have no intention of lying on any government official. None. I apologize and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to the Most High. Because I don't want to have no lying lips. I come here and I tell you my opinions. I do. That's just my opinion. This is my belief. I have a conviction based off how the government is moving and I say certain things about them. But to lie on the Prime Minister, never my intention. To lie on anybody for that matter, no. Bolo is the first. I have no problem with coming and apologizing. Because pride is something that definitely not going to help me for going ahead. So if I had too much of it before, yeah, I'm trying to, hey, listen, go away, pride. Go away, leave me alone. But this dude tripping, bro.
We've had to divert more than $67 billion.
He said $67 billion. This is scripted, you know. It's the same way all of them say. Do you think they're trying to undermine the NWA to push Nara? Well, I can't blame you for thinking that or asking that question, to be quite honest with you. Hey, Madeline said all over his problem with the government. You right about that, Madeline. Sheesh, you ain't never lie, baby. Lord have mercy. You ain't never lie. That's a fact. Everywhere you go, there's problem with the government. That is a fact. And people be hating Trump right now like, man, please let us say something. What do you mean, Alicia? What do you mean, let us say something? Come up on the box? I'm not going to lie to you, I don't, I'm going to get through these videos and when I'm done, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
To fix the areas across Western Jamaica that were ravaged by Hurricane Melissa. So residents have been very patient and they understood that. I was advised by the representatives of the NWA, including the minister, that as soon as the budget has been read and we now have we would have the budgetary allocations, then funds would be deployed to fix the road. No, the budget has been read, but again, the roads still have not been repaired.
Road workers are currently being...
The budget has been read, but the roads have still not been prepared. I overfall that. Yo, if you don't make me get 25 money gun, me bring up everybody. If you don't make me get 25 money gun, me bring up everybody on TikTok. Yeah, 25 money gun, man. That's my life goal in 25 money gun. I'll bring up everybody that can be brought up on the box. Real talk. You heard? Yes, sir. Let's continue.
Being conducted along Municipal Boulevard to Helshaw. We contacted the communication manager of NWA, Stephen Shaw, who confirmed that he is aware of the situation. He said his team has done estimates and the procurement process for works has commenced. He added that work will be done along the corridor as soon as the process is complete. MAGNITSKY Robinson, TVJ News.
A call this evening for urgent intervention to stop the bloodletting in St. Elizabeth after a 52-year-old businessman was fatally shot in Nain on Wednesday night. Clavius Campbell's sister made the call as she tried to come to terms with her brother's murder.
As far as I know, he's a very harmless person, never trouble a soul. I don't know why anybody would want to. I really don't know why anybody would want to kill him. Because from I know him, he's my last brother, out of 7. Always out there working, hustling. Have his children, his wife.
Now, Mr. Campbell operates a few businesses in New Building District and was in the process of closing his restaurant in Nain Square about 9:30 p.m. It's reported that two men posing as customers approached him and ordered a meal. Now, while Mr. Campbell was serving them, one of the men reportedly pulled a gun and shot him to his upper body. He then fell to the ground and the gunman allegedly escaped in the area.
So, you hear what the lady said? She want the bloodletting to stop. Ma'am, let me tell you, Donovan, big up yourself. Let me tell you something. It's collectively that the Jamaican people have to repent, the nation itself, for that to stop, because our leaders are a part of all types of different things that you know, would not allow for bloodletting to stop. You get me? Yeah, they are part of certain things. You get me? Yeah, man. So it's I don't know, man. I don't see the entire Jamaica repenting. I don't see that happening at all. With everything that happened in Hurricane Melissa, people going through hardship, pride is still at the center of everything. Yeah, man, there's a lot of pridefulness there. So how can you open yourself up to God if you are, you know, if you have that challenge of pride? How does that work? It's a mess, Madeline. It's an absolute mess. Let's continue.
Time now for the business day. Residents of Portmore were left stunned after the announcement of the closure of Mega Mart in the Sunshine City. Cost Club, which operates the Mega Mart chain of stores, says this is part of a strategic consolidation of its retail operations.
Come June 30, Mega Mart's Portmore location will close, ending 27 years of operation. This branch is also the first location for the retail giant, which opened in 1999. Chairman Gassan Azan describes the decision as difficult, a sentiment shared by long-standing customers.
Everything. You hear that 1999? Who was in power in 1999? Peter, me about Peter. The general, man. PJ, man. This is a boom from then. The whole of 18 here in PJ or 18. The whole of the rest of year them a PJ in a power. Things are going good. You see when the chaos start, when Bruce Golden go in a power. JLP. The man in my poison, you know? Me say the man in my poison, Donovan. Poison, real poison.
Actually, it is more convenient for me right here because I don't live far from Mega Mart, you know, so it's gonna, you know, impact me a lot.
Yes, it's going to affect me, you know, because Mega Mart employ 200 Portmore people, which I would get if I had a faction with a lot to carry from Greater Portmore to Mega Mart here. I no longer going to have them, so if I say, at least I food, I'll get this.
Me like this, all the taxi man them talk to. We show you the impact that this is going to have on the economy. And this is huge because it's Portmore. Portmore is one of the biggest communities in Jamaica in terms of population. And y'all telling me the economy is booming? You got to be smoking.
You understand? So I'm going to miss it a lot. And I used to do my little shopping over there also. You understand what I mean? So I daily miss it. You understand what I mean?
According to Mega Mart, the move follows an extensive review of the company's operating environment and forms part of efforts to strengthen the business for long-term sustainability and growth. Activities at the Portmore branch will be consolidated at the Waterloo Road and Mandeville locations.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what Mega Mart is saying essentially is that the cost to actually run that Mega Mart, it's too much. So they are shrinking their business. The economy is forcing them to shrink their business. The direction the economy is going in, it's not prosperous. So 200 and odd people have lost their jobs because of that. Where are they going to find work? How are they going to feed their family? How are they going to pay their bills? More pressure on overseas, obviously. More pressure from people overseas, on people overseas that have their own pressures in America that come from Jamaica. It's very, 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 very challenging, ladies and gentlemen. Very challenging at this time. When you see a big business like Mega Mart closing, you already know what time it is. You're going to see more of this, you know. Unfortunately, the way all the government is operating, you're going to see more of this. Trust and believe. The pressure is on. The reason why it's going to be more pressure on people overseas is because they actually care for their family here. So it's going to be a bigger demand on them to help them to not lose the space that they're in paying their bills and all of that. It's just the reality. If it's even mental pressure, it's more pressure. Because they're going to be getting more calls from their family members because of that. It's that simple. It's not necessarily that they have to give them anything. You know? Donovan says, Bolo, did you know that the funds the government recently get from the US is really for the docking of warships in our region? No, Donovan, where you finding these conversations and this information? What you talking about? I don't know nothing about that, man. By any chance, is that Mega Mart in Dr. Daw's constituency? I have no idea. I don't think that had anything to do with it, bro. I don't. Because the business owner, a business owner is going to want to make you know, they're going to want to make the money. So the fact that they're doing this tells you that they're losing money. It tells you that. They're losing money. They're losing money. I don't think that has anything to do with it. They're fed up with the ungrateful behavior when they do help. Oh my God, listen. We can have a conversation about that. It is what it is, but it's going to put more pressure on them. I'm telling you. And the brain drain will continue because one day, big up yourself, persons are going to find a way out to go overseas to work. Because they literally can't find a way out here in Jamaica. More brain drain. But the Bible, I think the Bible says, you know, something about the persons will be seeking a hiding place under the rock, but the rock will be seeking a hiding place. So everybody, I mean, you know, hey, let's continue.
The company cited several challenges affecting the retail sector in recent years, including the impact of Hurricane Melissa in October last year that forced the closure of its Montego Bay branch, increased competition, changing consumer spending habits, and the rise in online shopping and direct importation by customers. Mackenzie Robinson.
You hear the stuff them that they mentioned? Hurricane Melissa, direct importation, competition, all of that. I didn't know that they locked down a Mega Mart in Montego Bay. That would make a lot of sense because of the damage that happened in Montego Bay. Now they're locking down in Portmore. Those are two major areas in Jamaica. Damn, bro.
TVJ News.
Butterfield Bank is acquiring a 91.7% controlling stake in CIBC Caribbean Bank in a deal valued.
I just want to.
I went over that earlier. I don't want to talk about that. That bank thing. I don't want to talk about it.
Ministry today responded to concerns about how local hardwares were selected to distribute supplies under the ROOFs program. The issue was raised by MP for Central St. Mary Omar Newell at today's sitting of Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC.
Can you explain a little bit the selection process for the vendors who were used for the material aspect of it?
We would have
provided them with a list of entities through the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, a list of
Authentic says store shut all the time. Mega Mart closing is no big deal. How do you come by that conclusion? 200 plus persons losing their jobs in this time right now, with the cost of living accelerating to unimaginable levels here. Do you live in Jamaica? Authentic intelligence? Because with a name like that, I would think, you know. How is Mega Mart is not just another store. Mega Mart is not just another store, Bridget. Just the name alone tell you everything. Mega Mart. How is that not a big deal? It's a clear indication of where the environment and the economy is. People don't have no money. If Mega Mart was making money, they would not close down the shop. So now, because they're not making money, they can't pay their people. And they have to make an executive decision to say, let me shut this down, right? Before it start bleeding them. How is that not a big deal when 200 plus persons lost their jobs? Yes, that's why it's a big deal. You're not saying anything to enhance your argument that it's not a big deal. I don't see how it's not a big deal. I really don't.
Well, at today's sitting of Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC.
Can you explain a little bit the selection process for the vendors who were used for the material aspect of it?
We would have provided them with a list of entities through the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, a list of businesses that would have met the criteria, meaning persons who are TCC compliant and registered, etc.
The Labour Ministry added that its local offices also made recommendations. For Mr. Newell, residents are concerned about the cost to transport items from selected hardwares that are located too far from their communities.
I speak against the backdrop of a number of hardware that are used for other government purchasing, government programs, who it would suggest are tax compliant, etc., and are convenient, but they were left off.
And we continue that process of onboarding as necessary. So when we still accept referrals, and if persons are willing and if the arrangement can be made, we still are in that process. We do not deny persons.
PAAC.
Can you explain a little bit the selection process for the vendors who were used for the material aspect of it?
We would have provided them with a list of entities through the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, a list of businesses that would have met the criteria, meaning persons who are TCC compliant and registered, etc.
The Labour Ministry added that...
Okay, okay, I like that. I hope that's the case. I hope an investigation, what's up, Watson? I hope an investigation does not happen and then you hear say a company that got benefits in this response to the hurricane was not tax compliant. Because that is egregious, That would be so wrong, fam.
That its local offices also made recommendations. For Mr. Newell, residents are concerned about the cost to transport items from selected hardwares that are located too far from their communities.
I speak against the backdrop of a number of hardware that are used for other government purchasing, government programs, who it would suggest are tax compliant, etc., and are convenient, but they were left off.
And we continue.
So Mr. Newell is and he does this all the time. Mr. Newell does this all the time. This is a very important question he's asking. So what he's saying is that the company does, the government does business with these particular companies all the time. So are you saying that the reason why you didn't use them, and these companies are closer to the people that would need the relief? So based on what you're saying, is it that these companies are not tax compliant? And if they are not, does that mean then that if they're not tax compliant, I mean, why would you leave them out this time when it would make sense because they are closer? Why is the tax compliant part, you know, if they are not actually tax compliant, why are you doing business with them at all? You guys get it? So on one end, those entities, the government is doing business with, but on this time, when they should be getting the business because it makes sense because they're closer to the people, they have refused to do business with them. And the argument that they're positing is that they chose entities that are tax compliant. So does that mean the ones that the government did business with the other times that are closer is not tax compliant? This is a bombshell in Jamaica. This is a bombshell, and I think this missed me. This missed me. I didn't see this news because I didn't watch this. I didn't watch the entire thing, but this missed me. It really did, and I'm so happy that I caught it now, because this is a thing. We need to get the answers. I hope they do get the answers in terms of those companies that those companies that the government is doing business with. Are they tax compliant? Remember, there was a situation with even UHWI because they didn't have that, and so they were actually ordering stuff shipped down through other companies. That was a thing. So, like, tax compliance is a real big issue in Jamaica. Tax compliance is a real big issue in Jamaica. We saw it with the companies, the car dealers. Right? What is this? What's the violence going on between AI and what is this? Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. That's between y'all. I was like, what the hell is going on?
You know, that process of
Compliant, who it would suggest are tax compliant, etc., and are convenient, but they were left off.
And we continue that process of onboarding as necessary. So when we still accept referrals, and if persons are willing and if the arrangement can be made, we still are in that process. We do not deny persons.
What she's suggesting is that they're tax compliant. It sounds that way. I would, you know, I'm not sure, but so explain to us why it would make sense for the government to make sure that it's closer to the people, because they know they're strapped for cash anyway. They need the help. You know, why would you use dealers that are? Is it a thing that those dealers are labor rights? I don't know, like, what is going on? It sounds kind of like, yo, you know, my friend them. You know, that's what it sounds like to me. These people are in the know. Right? That's wild.
Coming up later in this newscast, the health report, and we move from concerns about heat to rain. We gauge the responses from some residents in Westmoreland about how they're preparing for the hurricane season. Kimberly Petty reports.
It's a race against the time as many residents in Westmoreland try to make preparations ahead of June 1, which signals the start of the Atlantic hurricane season. But even as experts predict a 55% chance of a below average season, residents say they are worried.
Me afraid, you know. Me afraid because you know how it come whole Tapagan this time because
it's a race against the time as many residents in Westmoreland try to make preparations ahead of June 1, which signals the start of the Atlantic hurricane season. But even as experts predict a 55% chance of a below average season, residents say they are worried.
Me afraid, you know. Me afraid because you know how it come whole Tapagan this time because that the part they not finish. The house stop mash up. The zinc them gone, they only replace back, but they don't nail as it. And the whole of the hall part a leak and the kitchen.
So this is one of the victims of Hurricane Melissa. And this is an elderly person. And these are the things I'm talking about. These are the things I'm talking about, Jamaica. The government did not make a very serious effort to target and be intentional about helping the most vulnerable people. Look at the lady. She's an elder and she's describing how we're going with her house bridging like it don't nail down yet. Yo, can you imagine if we get one? Listen, we don't even need a hurricane, Melissa. Like the right strong winds and rain and it's over with. I thank God. Wow. Jamaica, we in a real bad place as a people. This is really judgment on us.
Below average season, residents say they are worried.
Me afraid, you know. Me afraid because you know how it come whole Tapagan this time because that the part they not finish. The house stop mash up. The zinc them gone, they only replace back, but they don't nail as it. And the whole of the hall part a leak and the kitchen. Pure water. Mash up my fridge and my stove.
Laura Anglin, a market vendor who plies her trade in Savannah Lamar, says that she resides in Bath District. And while her house was assessed, she is still waiting patiently for the government's roofs grant. And
Bro, what? No, bro, no.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
What? Like, how do you say to me that the government is doing well? Who is assessing these people, bro? Like, you don't tell like the age gap and the fact that she's a female. You know, a peer demon up on TikTok, you know. For the most part, you know, I'm not say everybody, man. Yo, what is wrong with y'all, man? Who is making these accounts?
she's not alone.
One side I house have one zinc, but the next 3 side not have one none. 4 side not have one none. And from the hurricane go to NIS every minute and say my name don't come down as yet.
Miss Carmen lives in the flood-prone area of Rickett Street in Savannah Lamar, and she's fearful that she'll be flooded out yet again if the drains aren't cleaned early. We spoke with another resident who didn't wish to speak on camera. She says she received the $500,000 roof grant, but complained that there was a deduction of $40,000 after tax, plus a delivery fee of $70,000, and so the money
Rickett Street in Savannah, Lamar, and she's fearful. Miss Carmen lives in the flood-prone area of Rickett Street in Savannah, Lamar, and she's fearful that she'll be flooded out yet again if the drains aren't cleaned early. We spoke with another resident who didn't wish to speak on camera. She says she received the $500,000 Roost grant, but complained that there was a deduction of $40,000 after tax, plus a delivery fee of $70,000, and so the money, she argues, is just not sufficient.
$40,000? $40,000? And $70,000 for delivery? $110,000 out of $500,000? Oh God. No. Let me play that again. You can't, and this are the news at TVJ TikTok. And me at TVJ, me listen to this.
That she'll be flooded out yet again if the drains aren't cleaned early. We spoke with another resident who didn't wish to speak on camera. She says she received the $500,000 Roost grant, but complained that there was a deduction of $40,000 after tax, plus a delivery fee of $70,000, and so the money, she argues, is just not sufficient.
We need more help. We need more help from the Prime Minister. We need more help.
The fact that she never come on camera, you know, say, I am going to put, hey, listen, this got to be a labor right. The fact that she didn't come on camera, I'm going to say she's a labor right. She don't want NCR. She gets $500,000, $70,000 for delivery. You know, earlier, I was doing my live earlier and I said, yo, the government them should try like do something. You see me, work with the people and with them actually is, you know, doing the stuff them. Getting these type of stuff to the people them too, and get a discount on or pay for the delivery for the people because they want to maximize the amount of material they're getting. Because I thought about that, I say, yo, what the $40,000 for tax for? How that come in? $40,000, bro? Them couldn't give people them some tax relief? I'm glad to see a TVJ company because nobody can say a lie about that. And nobody can say Bola misinform nobody. And nobody can say Bola be mischievous. I am shocked to hear this particular revelation. I am flat, I am down on the ground, face down. Like, what? Holding my hand behind my head. Asking God to help me, like, please help me understand what is going on. Wow. Regine. $40,000? $40,000 plus $70,000 for delivery? You gotta be, bruh.
We need more help because what you give us cannot help. I pray we pray because yeah, people down here still living under tent, you know. People down here still not have nowhere to live. People
received the $500,000 Roost grant, but complained that there was a deduction of $40,000 after tax, plus a delivery fee of $70,000, and so the money, she argues, is just not sufficient.
We need more help. We need more help from the Prime Minister. We need more help. We need more help because what you give us cannot help. I pray we pray because yeah, people down here still living under tent, you know. People down here still not have nowhere to live. People down here still live outside on the streets, living a family home where, you know, so stabilized and all of them. So people just button up somewhere and live right now.
And you know, I was thinking also earlier, for those that watch my live stream earlier, you know I'm not telling a lie when you can go back and listen. See, I was saying, bro, Winifred, big up yourself, fam. I was saying, bro, help out the people, them, see, in a one way, where like, speed is important. So, you know, after a while, because of inflation, the war, everything that happened, you know, things are more scarce. Work out something with the dealers. He said, listen, you know, this is a relief effort, right? you guys, when they can't charge you certain money for these relief stuff. Later on down the line, you guys will benefit for helping out the people of Jamaica. And we are going to let it be known. So these companies, in the time of need, they really helped out the Jamaican people by giving us a proper discount so the people could get maximum amount of money, maximum amount of goods for the money that they actually that we actually spend. Work out something with them. And you see anybody not working with that, you blacklist them, fam. Blacklist them. Straight up. Blacklist them from government contract. Real thing. And if they do, you know, so they're on the top of the list for government contract moving forward. Because at that point in time, it's about you helping the people. We're not saying give away the stuff then. We're saying give us a proper price so them can get more for the money that they go. Because it's not enough already. And the government should have incurred the cost of delivery, bro. What they tax them for, bro? You hear the lady say? People still live under tarpaulin. Whole heap of people. Hurricane season is coming up. Man, you cannot make this up, bro. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. This is unreal. I am shocked. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of the stuff that I just played a while ago, literally is the first time I'm hearing them. I just saw the title and I didn't know the actual depths of or the gravity of the situation. And I'm just here. I'm reacting as raw. Pause. As raw as you could possibly think. Pause again. Pause. Hello, pause. All right. About this information. Wow, man. Wow. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Wow. 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 Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, on a different note. This next video I'm gonna play. Our favorite lady on this platform. You know, Queen of the South. She hasn't been on this platform, but let me tell you something. One of these fine days. Alright? Because listen, I can do the whole StreamYard and all of that, you know. You understand? Whatever it is that makes her comfortable. I need to invite the Queen of the South to the platform. She's one of those MPs that I would enjoy having her here. Really appreciate her so much. And of course, this is about the Queen of the South. So we have Andrea in the building. This is a good morning, classmates. We have Carla Brown. What's going on? Merle say, trust me, I dozed off at that statement from the lady. When we wake up, oh, $40,000 for tax. Where that come from? No, talk truth. No, talk truth. Let's continue. Listen to this, Jamaica.
To a primetime news follow-up now. Member of Parliament for South St. James, Nikisha Burchell, says she has no intention of apologizing to Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness. This despite backlash after Burchell likened Mrs. Holness's oversight of parliamentary proceedings to that of a controlling wife. Shamela Pullen reports.
Yo, me say, hey, man, man, this lady make me so proud, bro. Ain't no apology. Apology for what? Tell me where this lady lied, though. That was her opinion. Apologize for what? Where was the disrespect? Look at the statement itself. Let's continue.
A day after 3 government parliamentarians condemned remarks made by a PNP MP for South St. James, Nikisha Burchell, as rude and inappropriate, Ms. Burchell is hitting back. Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, Finance Minister Favour Williams, and State Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, criticized Ms. Burchell for what they described as disgraceful remarks directed at House Speaker Juliet Holness. In an interview, Ms. Burchell said Ms. Holness exhibited controlling tendencies similar to women who dominate their husbands.
When I sought to share my experience working with the current speaker, it wasn't a personal attack.
For that, Ms. Burchell says she will not apologize to Mrs. Holness.
I did not speak to the speaker and her marriage. I made two analogies in my interview, and this was not in Parliament. In my interview, I made two analogies. I said, there's a distinct difference between maintaining order in Parliament and controlling. You can control, one can control in the way school marms control schoolyards. One can control how you control at home, be it with your husband, your children, whomever. That was the extension of the analogy. However, control has no place in Parliament where adults were elected by their constituents and sent to represent them as equals.
She also responded to
Man, bruh. Listen, I've been saying this the entire time. I've literally been saying this the entire time. Where was the disrespect in the statement that she made? I've been asking that and nobody has been able to tell me. Right? And I'm gonna find back the screenshot, you know. Because I screenshot it, right? So let me find back the screenshot, right? And show you guys. Because these people are absolutely ridiculous. Let me show it on the screen real quick. Alright. Alright, so let me just small it up a little bit for people anyway. As a matter of fact, you know what I should do? I should put it on OBS. No, I can just leave it right there so you can see. Alright, you guys can see. So you can see what she said. I just think the speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control you can get away with in a marriage. She never said the speaker's marriage. That kind of control you can get away with in a marriage. If you want to control your husband, for example, you can't control grown people sent to Parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect, but then there is also control. Because it's not a school mistress and a school mom. In a basic school, pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. All of you with the fake outrage coming after the Queen of the South, Nikisha Burchell. You understand? Come on from the screen. Let me keep that there. Let's continue.
She will not apologize to Mrs. Holness.
I did not speak to the speaker and her marriage. I made two analogies in my interview, and this was not in Parliament. In my interview, I made two analogies. I said, there's a distinct difference between maintaining order in Parliament and controlling. You can control, one can control in the way school marms control schoolyards. One can control how you control at home, be it with your husband, your children, whomever. That was the extension of the analogy. However, control has no place in Parliament where adults were elected by their constituents and sent to represent them as equals.
She also responded to statements made by government MPs regarding the controversy.
When I see the orchestra arranged with three women from the government benches, taking the time away from their busy heck.
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
How you control at home, be it with your husband, your children, whomever. That was the extension of the analogy. However, control has no place in Parliament where adults were elected by their constituents and sent to represent them as equals.
She also responded to statements made by government MPs regarding the controversy.
When I see the orchestra arranged with 3 women from the government benches taking the time away from their busy, hectic portfolios. We have the Minister of Finance. You hardly hear her. We have our foreign affairs person with all the turmoil we have going on. And then there's Julia Cuthbert. I'm not sure what she hears. Finance. You hardly hear her. We have our foreign affairs person with all the turmoil we have going on in policy. And then there's Julia Cuthbert. I'm not sure what she does.
Oh my God, no.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Oh God, how did I not see this? Jamaica, listen, I'm literally just reacting to it. If you are here, you're in the VIP section. If you're watching this replay, I am recording. Please like and share the video. What? Man, she said, listen, Favour Williams, we don't even hear you. Like, there's so much things for you to talk about, yet you never talk about nothing. Where's the lie? Where is the lie, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my God. Oh my, and then she said, Julia Cuthbert, I don't even know what she was doing. Yo.
All of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
And listen, I love me some Nikisha. I love me some Nikisha. The truth is the light. Yo, bruh, wanna go find something go do. And then she talked about the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Look how much trouble you in. Look how much things are going on. Like the worldwide crisis. Don't you have work to do? Why are you talking about Nikisha Burchell? And yo, me say, I love this lady, man. I love this. You know who I love? You know who I love too? Dr. Angela Brown-Burke for this. Listen to this, Jamaica.
Today I want to say something about
Good morning. I am stopping by today just to say how absolutely pleased I am to see the number of female parliamentarians in Jamaica who have taken to social media around an issue that they feel very strongly about. I want to invite all of you to start another conversation, one about a spending plan for Hurricane Melissa donation, one about what's happening to our families, in particular our children and our seniors who are still living under the skies. Let's talk about their trauma as we approach hurricane season. Let's also talk about the transparency we need around the interest that's being earned with that money that's in the bank, the selection of the victims of Hurricane Melissa, and how we get help to them now. Waiting to hear from you.
I'm dead.
Yo, class act. Una waste of time. Come in, Judge Smith, you waste of time. Una just a thief with tax dollars. Una a criminal. Una do in a government. A who go in the blurs and skirt position. Una better thank them. Because what go on RD, pick up yourself. Whoever give them position, Jamaica, they better thank them. They better thank them because they're not ready yet. They're not ready. Look how much things they're supposed to talk about and them refuse to talk about it. But yet they don't want to talk about. This topic is no topic, you know. They made it a topic. All of them are clout chasing, old jealous old hags, as far as I'm concerned. Clout chasing, jealous old hags. That's it. Una clout chase because the lady get traction on the media because she raised a conversation that now has gone. She raised a conversation. Sorry about that. She raised a, thank you so much, Ardeen and Yvonne, for responding, and Winifred. she raised a conversation that is so necessary to our culture and patois. It has gone all around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and by the way, let me just play this and I'm going to show you how much it has gone all around the world.
In the controversy.
When I see the orchestra arranged with 3
orchestra arranged, all she's saying is all of this was orchestrated. She's really good with her words, but hey, if you know, you know. That's what she said. The orchestra of these 3 women coming. You saw the post on the 3 of them faces on the. It's like Nikisha Burchell is hot. Let's get some clout off her. Embarrassing, bruh.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
The orchestra arranged with 3 women from the government benches, taking the time away from their busy, hectic portfolios. We have the Minister of Finance. You hardly hear her. We have our foreign affairs person with all the turmoil we have going on in policy.
I'm dead.
And then there's Juliet Cuthbert. I'm not sure what she does. But
emotional damage.
What we have going on in policy. And then there's Juliet Cuthbert. I'm not sure what she does.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
All the turmoil we have going on in policy. And then there's Juliet Cuthbert. I'm not sure what she does. But
what can go so?
You remember this when she was in Parliament? Over your head. And then there's Juliet Cuthbert. I'm not sure what she does.
But when you have these 3 women leaving their substantive portfolios to be used as pawns in a written script, written mostly, maybe, by their male directors, to come out and parrot something that they didn't even watch the full clip.
And Miss.
Yo, let me tell you something. It's a Saturday. I got you out the bushes. It is obvious that they did not read the script. It is obvious that they didn't know exactly what she said. I am disappointed in Deanne Jackson Miller. Real talk. I have said this openly. I'm not disrespecting her. I am just very disappointed. Right? Yeah, you notice she didn't say ladies. I didn't catch that. Big up yourself on that, sassy. I need to play that back. But, come on. Come on. It's obvious they did not read the script, guys. They didn't read what you said. I showed you on the screen. I'm going to say it again. The lady said, I just think the speaker, she likes to be in control. And that kind of control that you get away with in a marriage, not your marriage with Andrew Honest. In a marriage, an example. If you want to control your husband, yes. If you want to control your husband, yeah, that's the type of control you will get away with in a marriage. For example, so she said this is an example. It's an analogy. Right? You can't control grown people. That's a fact. Sent to Parliament to represent their people. There's disorder and disrespect, but then there is also control. So, a lot of disrespect comes from Judith Owens. Right? And there's a lot of disorder in the house when she's behaving how she's behaving because of her disrespect. So you see, so she's making a perfect analogy. But then there's also control because It's not a school mistress and a school mom in basic school. We're not children. You can't talk to people like that. Hello? Come on now, stop playing. Yo, make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Hey, Lord have mercy.
Burchell insists that she will not be silenced. Obviously,
when I see the orchestra arranged with 3 women from the government benches take.
Yeah, I just caught that. She never said 3 ladies, 3 women. Shots fired.
I'm dead.
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
Hey, shout out to Miss Genesis, man. Anywhere you are, Miss Genesis, you know, it's always love. One of my day ones and one of my biggest supporters on every level. Every level. Every level. She already knew that I was going to be not just this that I am right now, but more. She has a lot of faith in me. She has a lot of faith in me and in my abilities. And I really appreciate she encourages me. She just speaks positivity into my life. I really appreciate Miss Genesis. That's her laughing right there. She was on a live stream, right? You know, she was doing a YouTube thing and I was over there. And she was on a live stream and she laughed. I can't forget that day. Miss Collins came in. I think Beautiful One came in and some other person. And, you know, it was just a whole... But this laugh right here is contagious, man.
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
When I see the orchestra arranged with 3 women from the government benches taking the time away from their busy, hectic portfolios. We have the Minister of Finance. You hardly hear her. We have our foreign affairs person with all the turmoil we have going on in policy. And then there's Juliet Cuthbert. I'm not sure what she does. But when you have these 3 women leaving their substantive portfolios to be used as pawns in a written script, written mostly, maybe, by their male directors, to come out and parrot something that they didn't even watch the full clip.
And Ms. Burchell insists that she will not be silenced. Shamela Pullen, TVJ News.
Man, listen. The queen is here, you heard? Shout out to Mr. Keisha. Do you see that face when she look in the camera like, she looking at all 3 of them like, please. Ain't no apology. You know what I'm saying? Burp, you know, burp, burp. Yeah, burp. She's saying it without saying it. Oh my God, I love this lady, bruh. Oh, I love this lady. I keep saying that, but I really do. Salute to her, man. Man, I wish her all the success, you heard? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Mr. Keisha Burchell is on fire. No apology around ya, so what you think this is? Or what you feel like? No apology, you hear me? Yo, but on a serious level though, we're going to go to another topic, ladies and gentlemen. A very sore point. A very sore point. Let's hear it from the PMP again.
Imagine being able to...
Why the advertisement them turn up. Brr.
Meanwhile, the opposition PNP is questioning the appointment of Major General Anthony Anderson to lead NARA. We caught up with opposition spokesman on citizen security and productivity, Peter Bunting. Shamela put...
No man. Boy, my work now go in Jamaica, because I tell you say PNP them are work, you know. And these are the type of things that me have to react to, you know. No man. Hold on, look a bit. Me play that back.
Meanwhile, the opposition PNP is questioning the appointment of Major General Anthony Anderson to lead NARA. We caught up with opposition spokesman on citizen security and productivity, Peter Bunting. Shamela Pullen reports.
More questions than answers. That's the opposition's response to the appointment of former Commissioner of Police and Jamaica's ambassador to the United States, Major General Anthony Anderson. Among the questions being raised is what gave him the edge over the other applicants.
Was the initial recruitment exercise a failure in that it didn't turn up any suitable candidates? And if so, does that point to the concern that qualified professionals would have, given the controversial nature of the whole NARA structure and just the shambolic approach?
Mr. Bunting also questioned the transparency of the selection process.
Did General Anderson apply in the initial process, or was he handpicked by the Prime Minister for this role? We know he has had a close personal relationship with the Prime Minister, first as his national security advisor, then he was his pick for Commissioner of Police. And it would suggest that there are very few qualified professionals available to the government, both locally and in the diaspora, if you keep having to go back to the same tight circle of persons for every appointment.
The opposition has long questioned aspects of the NARA legislation, and although it has now been enacted into law, the PNP maintains that several deficiencies still need to be addressed.
We continue to have concerns about NARA. The supposed oversight body, JAMAICA, I think it's shortened as the acronym. The opposition leader has been invited to nominate someone, but when he asked for a terms of reference, which would inform the selection of his nominee weeks ago, up to now that has not been provided by the Prime Minister or the Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister. So the whole thing is proceeding in a very ad hoc way. It doesn't build any confidence in NARA. And, I have nothing personal against Ambassador Anderson. However, the whole process of appointing him just over a year ago, presenting his credentials, etc., and then recalling him prematurely raises a lot of questions.
Shamela Pullen, TV.
What can go so?
Jamaica, something just catch my ears a while ago. What the hell is going on? You remember when Anjonas was in Parliament and Anjonas said, see, you have I made concessions for your opposition leader. That one person would be recommended for the entity for oversight from the People's National Party or from the leader of the opposition. And a key question was asked 2 weeks ago to him about that. Listen to this. No, man.
The opposition leader has been invited to nominate someone, but when he asked for a terms of reference, I think it's shortened as the acronym. The opposition leader has been invited to nominate someone, but when he asked for a terms of reference, which would inform the selection of his nominee weeks ago, up to now that has not been provided.
Jamaica, if this man, so you're telling me weeks ago the opposition leader contacted the Prime Minister, the office of the Prime Minister, to say, listen, what is the terms of reference for the individual that I need to recommend for JAMRAC, the oversight body? And you're telling me, Mr. Prime Minister, that your office has hired the CEO of NARA, but you have not responded to Mark Golding in that period of time?
Hey, who mans is this? Who mans is this?
Corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Brethren, how that work? How that action? If you're really serious about this entity called JAMRAC being any way effective, and you made the decision, you know, to give Mark Golding that opportunity, and he's saying, all right, so what's the terms of reference so you can choose the right person for the job? And nobody responds to him for weeks. The level of disrespect and disregard that the Jamaica Labour Party has for the leader of the opposition, because you know what it is, they are bad mind, you know. That's one. They are the most bad mind government ever. And that's why they treat the people in Westmoreland, because the people them and then bitter too, because the people them never vote for them. So anybody when I vote for them, I saw them treat them. And because Mark Golding was brave enough to say, Brethren, you need to step aside. Your statutory declaration is not certified. You need to go in bitter because of that. Because if you guys think that the world is not watching and looking at Andrew when it's funny, you make a sad mistake. You make a sad mistake. Where you think investors like, yo, wait a minute, so you telling me this dude not certified? You telling me all this corruption going on in Jamaica? You telling me all this drugs is going in Jamaica? A legit businessman will be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm straight. Tell me when they have a legit economical market that's not actually putting out false statistics through PIOJ and static. Yeah. When them get credible, you remember when Miss and this is not far-fetched, because listen, remember when Miss the lady from IMF, she came and she said the dollar itself is not at the right value. It's a pseudo value. That means it's false. It's unscientific. And they need to get back the US dollar to the Jamaican dollar at the right part to get it valued properly. Them something there. That's the JLP, bro. False statistics coming out of BIOJ about inflation and gas prices and how the economy. There was no two. As a matter of fact, let me play it. 1 second, the people. Let me pause this reaction. Yeah, in the interest of time. Let me find that video. Yeah, man, like up the live for me, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Let me find that video. I knew it was on Portland Spice, where he said it. Colin Bell. I'm doing a short the other day. I think I watched it yesterday. Let me see. I'm gonna find it perfect. Because this is just too much, man. They need to stop, bro. They need to stop. Let me see. Where is it? Is it TikTok input it on? Look like a TikTok input it on, you know? Backside. Like a TikTok input it on, man. Yeah, TikTok input it on, yes. Portland Spice, pick up yourself. I soon come back. Like we hear them say so. Listen to this.
Primetime News, brought to you by...
Say yes to the new onion ring zinger from KFC. It's finger-licking...
Welcome back to Primetime News.
Special welcome to folks on OneSpotMedia.com and those of you watching on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands.
Up first this evening, with global oil prices pushing up the cost of living, the opposition PNP is calling for transparency in local fuel prices as well as plans to upgrade Petrojam.
Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell raised the issue at the PNP's recent annual conference of the Springfield Division.
$4.50, a familiar cost signaling the weekly increase in gas prices announced by Petrojam.
Every Thursday, you see the price of fuel going up and up and up.
On Thursday, March 5 days after the U.S. and Israel began to wage war on Iran, Petrojam was selling a liter of 87 gasoline for $154.38. Last week, on Thursday, May 21, it was being sold for $194.38. That means in roughly 12 weeks, Jamaicans have paid roughly $40 more for a liter of petrol. Take a minute to process that.
Initially, the minister said that they had put a ceiling on the increases and that he's going to move the ceiling. But I'm wondering when the price increase will reach the point where it doesn't represent a burden on the government, and whether or not we haven't reached that point where the government isn't trying to recoup and to make profit on the misfortune that this world is facing with the price of oil skyrocketing.
Energy Minister Darrell Vaz indicated in April that the $4.50 fuel price cap would be removed. He said it would be replaced with a three-tiered system to align Petrojam price increases to global movements. Between March 12 and April 8, Minister Vaz said Petrojam absorbed $1.4 billion in fuel price increases. That means the full increase was not passed on to consumers. Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell has taken note.
The government has failed Petrojam by not ensuring that some of the plans that we had to upgrade the refinery, to make it more efficient, to expand the refinery, so that we can produce more of the things that we need. All of those plans were in place, and the government has failed to implement them, and that's the reason why, because of imports, Petrojam has lost so much money. And the minister had a chance in Parliament recently to come and tell the country what they were going to be doing about Petrojam, and he failed. He talked about investing 15 million US in Petrojam. It requires a lot more than that.
Minister Paulwell reiterated the importance of Petrojam to Jamaica's energy security, but also took issue with ongoing losses.
And I'm hoping that the government isn't going to try to use this opportunity, nor that the refinery, I made it known over the last 2 years, in 2023 to 24, the refinery lost $4 billion Jamaican dollars. Last year, it lost another $4 billion. And this year, without the Iran crisis, was going to lose money again. And this has nothing to do with any world oil crisis. It has to do with an inefficient government that has mismanaged Petrojam.
In other news, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck is again urging families to write a will and plan their estates to reduce violence and family disputes. Kerry-Ann Simpson has details.
In 2025, more than 7,000 domestic violence cases were reported to the police. 34 murders were also linked to domestic disputes. It's against this backdrop that the Justice Minister is underscoring the importance of estate planning. In simple terms, it's arranging how the things you own should be distributed after death. Delroy Chuck says there's over $50 billion tied up in estates and assets at the Administrator General's Department.
I would like to get rid of the department. But the way to get rid of the department is everybody make a will. If you make a will, then there's no need for the Administrator General's Department. But the reason why the Administrator General's Department exists is because people don't make will, and therefore a government department has to assist in the disposal of the estate.
There's also a delay in paying out about $5 billion in cash due to inheritance disputes.
The end result, why we tighten with ADR, how do I get, people in the administrative department maybe to be trained in mediation so that they can bring the parties together to see if they can decide how the estate should be disposed of.
Mr. Chuck insists unresolved conflicts place a heavy burden on the Justice Department while contributing to tension within communities.
We have a major problem in that the Administrator General is burdened. They dispose of hundreds of cases every year. But the more they dispose of cases, the more cases come in.
Persons are again encouraged to write a will.
Deadlift needs ADR, alternative dispute resolution, more than anything else. Far too many conflicts emerge out of deadlift. And oftentimes it's because when the person dies, all the beneficiaries have nothing to. So they fight over the little that the person who died leaves. And I'm saying that it's important that we resolve these problems because they're contributing to the violence in.
Shut up. Shut up. Yo, be saying man just bother my spirit, brother. I know you don't come apologize for what you're saying. Mr. don't want to release the something. Sure.
Because this lady.
Yeah, man. See it here now. See it here now. Alright, the people are not see me. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I'm back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so we're back on the reaction, right? This is the video I was looking for. Seeing? Listen to this one, Shaka Fame, about PIOJ and statin. Listen to this. Voodoo economics, ladies and gentlemen. Voodoo economics.
From statin. Because this lady from statin and this Virginia from the PIOJ. I don't know if you guys are listening to them and the conflicting reports they are giving with the figures, but yet trying to build a narrative. Jamaica is in a recession by the PIOJ's figure. But the PIOJ is trying to tell us that the country is not in a recession.
The PIOJ says the country is not in a recession. The statement comes after Jamaica recorded 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, the first being the negative 7.5% recorded for the period October to December 2025, which was after Hurricane Melissa, and now the negative 5.9% recorded for the period ending March 2026. But, according to Senior Director of Economic Planning, Research and Policy Logistics at the PIOJ, James Stewart, although the projections are negative, the economy is showing signs of recovery.
no possibility of a recession, Statin will publish the deseasonalized quarter-on-quarter performance in their report. But we are suspecting that as the conditions of Melissa, the negative conditions from Melissa eases each successive quarter, there will be a growth relative to the preceding quarter. So you won't find 2 consecutive quarters of decline during the quarter-on-quarter comparison.
Over to you, Ralston Iman. Morning, welcome.
Them boys to get fired. None of them don't know what them a chat say. One bag of foolishness them a tell the Jamaican people. The country is right now in a recession, and based on them attitude, it could turn out to be a protracted L-shaped recession.
Because this...
You hear that? From the genius, from the professor. And it's so funny how things work out, you know, because you see, here comes this video. I really done with Peter Bunting, right? But here comes this video about the oil prices in Jamaica. Let's get to it in this reaction as well. I'm going to tie it into it. Let's go. And I have not seen this video. When I just started playing it, I heard it. Listen to this, Jamaica.
Say yes to the new onion ring.
Welcome back to Primetime News.
Special welcome to folks on OneSpotMedia.com and those of you watching on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands.
Up first this evening, with global oil prices pushing up the cost of living, the opposition PNP is calling for transparency in local fuel prices as well as plans to upgrade Petrojam.
Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell raised the issue at the PNP's recent annual conference of the Springfield Division.
$4.50, a familiar cost signaling the weekly increase in gas prices announced by Petrojam.
Every Thursday, you see the price of fuel going up and up and up.
On Thursday, March 5 days after the U.S. and Israel began to wage war on Iran, Petrojam was selling a liter of 87 gasoline for $154.38. Last week, on Thursday, May 21, it was being sold for $194.38. That means in roughly 12 weeks, Jamaicans have paid roughly $40 more for a liter of petrol. Take a minute to process that.
Initially, the minister said that they had put a ceiling on the increases and that he's going to move the ceiling. But I'm wondering when the price increase will reach the point.
Jamaica, I just want to ask the starting at talk about and PIOJ at talk about. Just move from 153. Let me put you back on the screen. Seen from $154.38 to $194.38. Let me play it back. Because I have to make sure so I get the right figure. I believe a 154 them say. Listen again.
For $154.38. Last week, on Thursday, May 21, it was being sold for $194.38. That means in roughly 12 weeks, Jamaicans have paid roughly $40 more for a liter of petrol.
So, and this ends the argument, you know. You know, I remember somebody was on, one brother was on Dre Bryan show. Bolo, your memory so good, bro. No, me not toot me one on, but sometime I just step on point, brother. Me not tell no lie. Sometime, yo, you just have to watch me. Yo, may I tell you, sometime I step on point. Who remember the video we put out? With Dre Bryan and his brother. With this laborite brother. And the man attack be a foolishness about oil prices and them something there. And the man argue with the people, the man go around the thing and me I say, oh, fuck. I was like, whose man's is this? You cannot be this delusional. The man was trying to assert that Jamaica was in a better space. Jamaica was in a better space where fuel prices is concerned, and it was rougher for persons in America than Jamaica. I said, oh my God. You cannot make this up. Whose man's is this? Yo, hold on. Make me find out something and come back to your reaction. No, man. Yo, I'll find it. I'll tell you the truth. Me determined tonight. Make me find that video there. Some weeks ago, you know, I put out a video with Jerry Bryan, you know. I tell you, I don't usually record when persons are up there, right? And let me see. No, that's not the one. I don't usually breaking news, Jerry Bryan, watch to the end, big things. No, let me see. I don't usually record when people are up there, but me I tell you, say this time I'm like, nah. See it, yeah? Jerry Bryan gets Paca talking pure garbage. Me find it. Hey, yeah, man. Paca, them same name, Jamaica. Paca. I that them same name. Me find Paca. Me find Paca. Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. Opposition. Let me see what's going on here. Did I just move this away? How did that happen? Yo, I'm doing too much, bro. I need to calm down. I'm moving way too fast. Where is it? Yes, this needs to be with this. Yeah, exactly, right there. That's where that's supposed to be. No, where's Paca? Where's the Paca video? No, that's not it. Did I just exit the Paca video? Oh man, I'll find it. Ah, snap. I just found it a while ago. Let me see. Reopen, close tab. Refresh. Alright, it's all good. I'm gonna find it back. I'm gonna go to the history and find it. It should be in history. I'm not going to scroll back all the way down if I don't have to. Oh man, I got it. Okay. Paca. There it is. Got him.
Wow.
Got him. There it is. Ooh, there it is. Closer and closer.
Offender Registry Act. So we know
children in Jamaica.
Same now, it.
Everything spelled the same way.
You will never live to see
Education.
That is no, Paca.
I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point. I think you're missing the point, Paca.
No, man, Mr.
No one is. No. What we are saying, Paca, and let me talk it very slow so you could understand. We can start by making the public registry, sexual registry made public. So if you come in a little girl and a little 2:30 o'clock a morning out.
Who bring it?
Several times, even the opposition spoke first and justice.
Which one of the opposition?
Parliament keep. So that's
all right. Paca, nobody say nothing for the rest of the night, bro.
Me good, man.
Go on, talk. I hear you.
You get it? Just a supporter.
So you are.
You know, right?
Come on, Jay. Jay,
this not look good at all.
Say money. Jay, me tell people say why money are flow through Jamaica right now more than ever since in my history of time growing up in Jamaica.
Which part? I want that about Jamaica, let me come down. A quarters. I not for them pocket.
Look at me. Dre,
But
me
money,
and
if
you know.
money a flourish, make it not come down. Make it not
Dre,
left America
Dre.
and come
Adults they are so no picking they are so and it's reality.
how
For
can
you
you
to
roll
get
out-
you
how can
just
you roll
say
out
for you
those
to
things
get
first?
fast cash, Packer. You just tell me to get fast cash and me ask
Dre,
you how.
Dre. Anybody can do any farming in them yard and make money. Have to listen to you, man. Well, all right then.
Hey, you talk long time. I quit.
It's a group like a co-op, a group of them come together farmers and they plant this massive amount.
Rocky, cemetery, remember my cousin. Jesus Christ.
We're
Yeah, you're firing you there.
I have never seen, right? From my know Andrew owners, I have never seen you work in that fashion the way or you are trying to paint it.
Packer, hold on there. It is one
Come on,
thing.
man.
When
We
can't go no further. It is one thing when a citizen lose a court case, but
Eh?
Come
The
on,
Prime
man.
Minister is a criminal. Him is a wicked, just like when government you don't go give back one somebody to the ship. Una go sink with him. The up na the sky and Father God. Much thing with him go a court for him lose it. Him can't.
Yo, it look like you know the panda one, but me not have time to search for that right now, you see me? So me have to move on. I thought it was on that particular reaction. Yeah, I thought it was on that particular reaction that I did, but it's not. I have to search for it. It's probably on one of the other videos before that one, you see me? But Packer, see him there? Packer did up there chat pure foolishness. But oil price and one. Me say, oh, what kind of man this? This a man you can't see us. The man literally was making the argument. Right? And for the interest of the recording that I'm doing right now, listen to some of Packer right here. So see it here, you can check out that video. Dre Bryan guest Packer talking pure garbage on the live trying to defend the JLP government. That's literally the title.
Himself go a court for struck out.
No.
him lose
How much
the
court case man lose, Packer?
I mean, lose.
How much court case he lose?
So, una lose court case.
We in a government.
Every government
We are
lose court case.
opposition. I'm at the
Every
government.
government
Every
lose court
time him
case.
go a court, him lose it.
Every government
Alright,
lose court case.
Packer, hold on there. It is one
Come on,
thing.
man.
We
can't go no further.
It is one thing when a citizen lose a court case, but it is another thing when the Prime Minister take matters into his own hands and lose the case constitutionally.
No, man, that's all over the world, man. Where
We're not talking about all over the world. We are talking about Jamaica. Come and see that all over the world.
No, man. Even you.
Yo, shout out to Little Miss here, man. Yo, TikTok is active, you heard? But back to this.
Take a minute to process that.
Initially, the minister said that they had put a ceiling on the increases and that he's going to move the ceiling. But I'm wondering when the price increase will reach the point where it doesn't represent a burden on the government, and whether or not we haven't reached that point where the government isn't trying to recoup and to make profit on the misfortune that this world is facing with the price of oil skyrocketing.
Energy Minister Darrell Vaz indicated in April that the $4.50 fuel price cap would be removed. He said it would be replaced with a three-tiered system to align petrojam price increases to global movements. Between March 12 and April 8, Minister Vaz said petrojam absorbed $1.4 billion in fuel price increases. That means the full increase was not passed on to consumers. Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell has taken note.
The government has failed petrojam by not ensuring that some of the plans that we had to upgrade the refinery, to make it more efficient, to expand the refinery so that we can produce more of the things that we need. All of those plans were in place and the government has failed to implement them, and that's the reason why, because of imports, petrojam has lost so much money. And the minister...
Jamaica, it's important what he's saying there. Because Darrell Vaz came and let it, and he did this, he used the same playbook in Parliament that, oh, it's the People's National Party fault, the deal that they made with, well, in this case, in terms of our light bill, which is something that is high as well, because it's linked to oil prices. I'll just give you an example. Petrojam is a whole nother story in terms of failure. The bus them, you understand, not the old bus them went by, that's a failure within itself. The actual JUTC handling, that is a huge failure as well. But in terms of our electricity bill, listen, the man blamed the actual deal that PNP made with JPS. But while PNP was in power, the things that PNP did, the price of gas, the price of our light bill wasn't so high. Like no, that's a fact. That's a fact. The edge tax, insurance, that was also something to mitigate the price of fuel. That would mitigate the price of our light bill. The removal of the GCT on the GCT on they call it on our gas. That was also something to help as well. But you know, yeah, you know, they did what they did, Jamaica. I'm gonna find that picture for you to show you too. Let's continue.
Fuel price cap would be removed. He said it would be replaced with a three-tiered system to align Petrojam price increases to global movements. Between March 12 and April 8, Minister Vaz said Petrojam absorbed $1.4 billion in fuel price increases. That means the full increase was not passed on to consumers. Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell has taken note.
The government has failed Petrojam by not ensuring that some of the plans that we had to upgrade the refinery, to make it more efficient, to expand the refinery so that we can produce more of the things that we need. All of those plans were in place, and the government has failed to implement them, and that's the reason why, because of imports, Petrojam has lost so much money. And the minister had a chance in Parliament recently to come and tell the country what they would have been doing about Petrojam, and he failed. He talked about investing 15 million US in Petrojam. It requires a lot more than that.
Minister Paulwell reiterated the importance of Petrojam to Jamaica's energy security, but also took issue with ongoing losses.
And I'm hoping that the government isn't going to try to use this opportunity, nor that the refinery. I made it known over the last 2 years, in 2023 to 24, the refinery lost 4 billion Jamaican dollars. Last year, it lost another $4 billion. And this year, without the Iran crisis, was going to lose money again. And this has nothing to do with any world oil crisis. It has to do with an inefficient government that has mismanaged Petrojam.
No, outside of Petrojam, ladies and gentlemen, just work with me here. Pay attention to your screen. Right? This is what I'm talking about. June, and this is about our light bills. And it's the same derivative. It's the same issue of not managing well. It's just the JLP. They are the problem. Right? June 5th, 2012. The government has removed general consumption tax on electricity bill for all resident customers making good on an election promise. This was announced by Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Portia Simpson-Miller, on June 5th, while making her contribution to the 2012-2013 budget debate in the House of Representatives. We made a promise before the election to relieve the burden of GCT on electricity, particularly for roof, particularly for the poor, the struggling middle class, she said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what did the JLP do right after that? Well, take a look at your screen for me. Those that are watching on BOLO TBV and those that watch the replay for this reaction. What does this say? 11th of March, 2017. Who was in power 2017? This government. President and CEO the Jamaica Public Service, JPS, Kelly Tomlin, says the most of our customers will likely see an increase in their electricity bill. She said that right from the jump of the article, Andrea. Listen to this. Me talk about the H2 man, that's a part of it as well. But listen to your light bill, right? And the fuel prices is linked to the H because if the H tax was being used for what it was supposed to be used for, your light bill still wouldn't be this high, but it would be high because of the GCT. Now, look at what they did in 2017, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. That's the first part of the article, right? So you heard she said, customers will like to see an increase. That is Ms. Tomlinson, you know. This is Manayard at the time who was the finance minister, ladies and gentlemen. And what did he say here? The change was announced yesterday by Finance Minister Shaw Manayard during his budget presentation a 16.5% general consumption tax, right? GCT will be added to the bills of all JPS customers who use more than 150 kilometers per hour monthly. Minister Shaw says the move will not affect 61% of residential customers. However, ladies and gentlemen, it should be noted that while he said that, the professional, all right, let me go, wait a minute, what happened here? The professional, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Tomlinson, the head of JPS said at the time, however, Ms. Tomlinson said average electricity usage is going up and is currently above the threshold. So it is because of the Jamaica Labour Party why your light bills are extremely high. And that's a fact. They brought back the consumption tax, the GCT, general consumption tax, on your light bill that Mama P removed in 2012. Right? And she promised the people and she fulfilled their promise to remove the general consumption tax. And imagine she did that in a time, ladies and gentlemen, when they were facing harsh economic hardship, right? And I'm sorry, listen, I'm cooking tonight, and so y'all have to bear with me. I'm gonna give further context, right? Just a little more context to how bad of a situation that was. Let me go here. Truly, let me go here. All right, let me put this over here for you people. All right, this is the IMF website, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. What does this say? Let me read it for you so you can hear.
Program ownership and design. After a debt exchange in 2010 and yet another IMF-supported program that went off track, in 2011, the country was on the verge of an economic meltdown with no access to international capital markets. Jamaica once again turned to the IMF in spring 2013 for financial support. With its preceding weak track record of reform, significant budget financing from international and development partners was less forthcoming. Jamaica needed a second debt exchange and a primary surplus of 7.5% of GDP to help stabilize the economy and address long-standing structural challenges.
Long-standing structural challenges. In 2011, the country was on the verge of economic meltdown. No access to the international capital market, IMF, the World Bank, all of that good stuff. Nobody would lend us money. Mama P, at this point in time, went into power, ladies and gentlemen, with all those problems that her government had to fix and did fix before the Jamaican people voted them out. Right? She still took out the GCT of the people there. She made a promise and she fulfilled the promise, even when it was tough, even when it was hard. And then look at Andrew Honest, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let me find this video. Lord have mercy. Then wake me up tonight. Then wake me up this morning. I don't know what's going on. What was in the water that I was drinking? Wait a minute. Yo, let me find this clip, bro. Yo, this is some wild stuff, man. Yo, if you guys know what's going on in my head, you'd be like, man, this dude, Andrew Honest, is something else. He is such, oh my goodness. Where's my evidence file? Let me go to my evidence file. I'll find that video real quick for you. Oh my God, man. Mama P, literally in the most extreme circumstances, fulfilled her promise. And Andrew Holness lied to the people of Jamaica, you know. Andrew Holness lied to the people of Jamaica. Promised them and made a commitment that, yo, listen, we're going to do this when we go into power because, you know, we are the ones and, you know, they don't fulfill their promises and all that good stuff. Look at what they said they would do about that and this and that and don't that and that and that. Evil, bro. Deceptive. I'm going to show you how this dude is deceptive, man. Man, this dude is a... Boy. This... Whose man's is this? Where is it? Oh, wait a minute. It's closed. It's closed. Okay. Oh, got him. Got him. Got him. Got him. Got him. Oh my God, you guys. Sorry. Sorry. Alright. So we back? Alright, so I found the clip, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, check this out. Listen to Andrew Holness tearing down the People's National Party, right? To prop himself up and make promises that he later did not fulfill. Y'all check this out. Boy, this man is something else, man. And it has to do with electricity.
One of the things that I know affecting whole heap of people in Jamaica is the high electricity bill. When the PNP come into power, them say them going to bring down electricity costs. What has happened since? Electricity costs keep rising. They promised that by 2016 they would have made the JPS more efficient with more efficient plants. That's not going to happen till another 2 years. And before you know it, it will be another 3 or 4 years before them actually do it. The Labour Party will make sure that we put in place more efficient electricity generating plants to bring down the cost of electricity to you. I don't like to make promise. I make commitment. And under the Labour Party government, we are going to ensure that we bring to this country the big power plants. We are going to ensure that we bring to this country the big energy companies that can put the money in here to build the plants to give you cheaper and better electricity.
Hey, who mans is this? Who mans is this?
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop lying! Stop lying! Stop lying! Stop!
Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as them come in a power, look on your screen. GCT have 16.5% gone on your bill, your light bill high. Where are these power plants that he talked about? Where them there? Where the power plant them there? To bring down the light bill them down Jamaica? Where is it? Mama P, in those extenuating circumstances that I just shared with you, let me find it back on the screen here. With an economic, on the verge of economic meltdown, she still, ladies and gentlemen, fulfilled her promise. Mighty God, let me find it. Where is it? See it here, IMF. She still fulfilled her promise, ladies and gentlemen. See there? In 2011, the country was on the verge of economic meltdown with no access to international capital. Jamaica was once again turned to the IMF. They had a 7.5 primary surplus, 7.5% primary surplus of GDP. That is why they had to go. And let me teach you something. That is why, if you don't know already, right? Because you might know. That is why the PNP had to go into the NHT money, and they were reluctant, so they went to a firm overseas, right? And somebody overseas, some professionals, and asked them to do an analysis to see if they should take out the money out of the NHT. Would it jeopardize the structure of the NHT to fulfill its mandate where giving people affordable houses was concerned? And they said, no, man, we can't take it out for 4 years and you're going to be good. So you see the difference between a real leader like Mama P and Andrew Wallace? Even when the hardship is there, she still found a way to make promise to the promise she made to the people to bring down them electricity prices. She take out GCT June 5th, 2012. Andrew Wallace made a commitment and say no like make promise. He made a commitment, right? And he has not fulfilled on that commitment at all, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite clear. It's quite clear who is the con artist, right? And remember, you know, Andrew Wallace said to the people, listen, you guys have been tricked. You have been tricked into thinking that, you know, government, you know, they can fix the roads, you know, they can do all of this. You've been tricked. Well, there's the trickster, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God. And I want to take it a step further, you know, because, I don't know, in this reaction, I feel like teaching today. I'm feeling myself. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm going to take it here. Because Mama P said it in one of her, I just have to find it and isolate it. Mama P said it in one of her budget speeches. What really took place. She narrowed it down. She really did. And it's around, it's in this same something here, so. What am I saying? It's in this same evidence file. So let me just quickly find it. Ladies and gentlemen, and add it. To when she talked about the prices of fuel. And she put it down to the numbers. I was like, what, really? Really? She did that? Yo, I said, man, Mama P the normal. See if I hit this.
This talk of economic growth and job creation is nothing new. Our record speaks for itself. The big three agencies that rate the economies of the world, Standard & Poor's, Fitch and Moody's, all agreed that we were meeting or surpassing our macroeconomic targets. They upgraded Jamaica's creditworthiness. Are these tax measures your way of passing the people's test? Who was always talking about passing the people's test? Are these tax measures your way of passing? I'm happy to see that this administration now understands the importance of passing IMF tests. Mr. Speaker, I have a question for my very good friend, the Minister of Finance, who was always talking about passing the people's test. Are these tax measures your way of passing the people's test? Bunty don't think so. The talk show hosts don't think so. And the people definitely don't think so. We laid the foundation, we built the framework, and we set the momentum for economic growth. And this talk of economic growth and job creation is nothing new. Our record speaks for itself. The big three agencies that rate the economies of the world, Standard & Poor's, Fitch and Moody's, all agreed that we were meeting or surpassing our macroeconomic targets. They upgraded Jamaica's creditworthiness. Financiers and insurers were demonstrating improved confidence in Jamaica by providing support to firms wanting to invest in Jamaica. For the first time in 2015, the Bank of Jamaica reported significant activity in the microfinance sector. The wheels of the economy were beginning to turn once again. Business and consumer confidence reached an all-time high. Under our watch, foreign direct investments rebounded from a paltry US $208 million in 2011 to $707 million in 2014.
Hey, look for Raymond Price, a young Raymond Price. Check him out.
In 3 years, my government landed $81.3 billion Jamaican dollars worth of investments in the economy. We achieved unprecedented growth in emerging business process outsourcing, the BPO sector, that had a direct impact on reducing youth unemployment. We increased the housing stock and left a robust program for the construction of over 9,000 additional houses.
She actually built houses around the time when she had on the verge of 9,000 houses in 4 years. Come on, she built schools too. Man, Andrew Honest Andrew Honest government need to go sit down. They're not in this lady league, they're not in the PMP league. Andrew Honest government has been focused on enriching them pockets and themselves. Tufton and the whole of them has grown wealthier over these years since they've been in power, and the country has gotten poorer. We're in a recession right now. Gotta show them up.
Mr. Speaker, I made that announcement in Balaclava in December 2015. We expanded the tourism sector, resulting in new hotels, some of which are now under construction, and we created thousands of new jobs. Manufacturing was on the rebound. The agricultural sector was showing signs of significant growth. All international indices, including ease of doing business and competitiveness indices, and the logistics sector performance indices, were favorable. The North-South Highway that we conceptualized was completed. It is not just a road. It is not just a road, but it's part of a critical infrastructure for economic development and productive gains. We passed all IMF quarterly tests, 11 in all. Everyone, 11 in all. I'm happy to see that this administration now understands the importance of passing IMF tests. Mr. Speaker, I have a Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My administration made every effort to protect the most vulnerable, even though we were faced with an economy about to collapse, no support from multilateral partners, high and unsustainable levels of national debt, mounting joblessness, and skyrocketing inflation, which is the worst tax on the poor people. My biggest concern is what effect this recklessness will have on the long-term health of the economy. After all, the sacrifices that the Jamaican people have made to achieve economic stability, the country cannot stand by and let this government squander the hard-won gains.
Why, Mama P, that's exactly what they're doing right now. Mama P, they out here destroying. Hey, I know you. Hey, you got your own stuff going on, Mama P, but man, hey, pray for you, Mama P. Boy, I tell you.
I remember 2011 when the previous JP government unilaterally abandoned the standby agreement without implementing the necessary reform measures to which they had agreed. Mr. Speaker, the consequences were devastating. Do you remember that our economy was closed off from access to the international financial markets and from multilateral and bilateral funding sources? Do you remember that we lacked the IMF seal of approval, which is a precondition for such financing? Do you remember that no one would lend Jamaica money at affordable rates and that our foreign reserves were dwindling? Do you remember that investor confidence had dried up? Do you remember the trust deficit? Jamaica was on the edge of a precipice. Jamaica was hanging by a thread. Many pundits had written us off. Mr. Speaker, many Jamaicans would not have known the extent to which we worked as a government to restore Jamaica's standing with the IMF and other international partners. I remember how utterly discouraging and at times embarrassing it was for us. There were those within the international financial community who felt that Jamaica should be allowed to fail. The actions of the previous government led them to believe that Jamaica could not be trusted. No one was willing to bank on Jamaica. Mr. Speaker, that is why it took my administration 1 year to get an agreement.
1 year.
Once we had an agreement, many said we would not stay the course.
Yo, you ever try persuading somebody to have a deal with you for 1 year? Or any type, how you do it, even like anything at all, like something business, like if you was to, all right, so say for instance, you see a girl and you like a girl, right? And you trying to get her attention, right? And for 1 year straight, she not paying you no mind. Yo, if she said, yo, yeah, we could go out on a date, are you going to take her seriously? That's one. Are you going to even try for 1 year? That's two. Are you going to even try? Come on, man. 1 year? That shows you that they really was not feeling Jamaica anymore. And it's all because of the Jamaica Labour Party. Let's continue.
I was described as too populist. Well, any politician that don't have some popularity dead. Many said I did not have the guts to implement the tough measures required to fix Jamaica's economy. I don't know who wanted to test the strength of a woman. They said I would not use my political capital. Well, we proved all the naysayers wrong. We were determined to restore Jamaica's honor, dignity, and good name in the world. And Mr. Speaker, we did all of this in the interest of the Jamaican people. Mr. Speaker, I now turn to the 2017-18 budget, Building and Stable Macroeconomic Foundations. This budget, as presented by the government, undermines the principles of equity, fairness, and balance. It puts unnecessary pressure on the majority of the Jamaican people. This budget puts pressure on the small business operators, the unemployed, the taxi operators, the farmers, the pensioners, the students, the elderly, the sick. It puts pressure on the consumers. Mr. Speaker, it puts pressure on the Jamaican people. It did not have to be so. This could have been avoided. We could have had a budget without the government imposing almost $29 billion in taxation. It is the reckless political promises which were made without regard for the fiscal realities of the country that causes us to be at this point today.
That's right. Come on, hard the clap.
We warned that if the tax threshold was lifted to the promised 1.5 million, you would have had to impose new taxes on the backs of the people.
So Jamaica, this was after Mama P lost. This was 2017. So how comes them said they never impose a new taxes? When she's talking about the amount of taxes they imposed. That's crazy. Remember that chart that Faithful Williams came with the other, that day in the budget, and we were looking at it like, so hold up, what happened these 2 years? How comes you say you didn't have any new taxes? Damn.
That is what we said. This is what is now happening. The member from East Central St. Andrew warned you. I warned you. Now hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans will have to pay even though they will not benefit. They will have to bear the cost of your recklessness. This could have been avoided. As one person told me, it is the biggest political trick to have ever been perpetrated on the Jamaican people. In fact, 15 15 minutes after the presentation by the Minister of Finance, someone tweeted, and I quote, chapter 1 of 1 Andrew verse 2. I don't know why they did it. The announcement did not come from the Prime Minister. It came from the Minister of Finance. And he said, I may give you 1.5, but I will take 1.6. Such is the road to prosperity. End of quote.
That was Arden's tweet. No. Arden. No tweeted it? No.
On Saturday night at the National Stadium, popular artist Bounty Killer, the man described as a poor people governor, told a large crowd, and I quote, them give away 1.5 tax cut, but then take it back with 2 hands. When you tax energy, you tax all the baby. Yes, because them mother happy boil the tea. Who know wicked? End of quote. I know me say so. A Bounty say so. Mr. Speaker, there is general consensus in Jamaica that poor people fed up. This budget is unjust. This budget is counterproductive. This budget has no heart. Business people say this budget is going to make their businesses uncompetitive. Trade unions say the measures are nearly criminal. The government must listen to the people. The government must roll.
So Jamaica, so Juliet Cuthbert's entire reputation in our parliament is when the People's National Party attack, she skin up her face like, what she talk about? What am I talk about? I'm a regular thing. Look on young Juliet Cuthbert. What does she do? What is she responsible for? What does she advocate on behalf of? Where is her presence as a politician? But let's continue.
Back taxes. I know it can be done. In 2012, Mr. Speaker, in 2012, we rolled back the tax on electricity, which was imposed on residents.
I found it, ladies and gentlemen. If you have reached this point of the reaction, big up yourself. We're 34 minutes in. Listen to Mama P here, sir.
Mr. Speaker, in 2012, we rolled back the tax on electricity, which was imposed on residential users by the JLP administration. When my administration had to impose tax on electricity in 2015, we applied it only to residential consumption of electricity above 350 kilowatt hours per month.
Jamaica, that is significant. So I have the facts here. See it there on your screen. June 5th, 2012. She's talking about it. But the context of it I didn't know. It was 350 kilowatts per hour. And who did that affect? Tell them, Mama P.
With this approach, only 6% of JPS customers were affected.
Mama P move only affected 6% of the country. That is the people who have the most money. Mighty God. Mighty God. Huh? But what did Audley Shaw implementation do? Talk to them, Mama P and the Jamaica Labour Party. Talk to them, Mama P. Talk to them.
We spared the overwhelming majority of persons. That is the difference between that side and this side. Now, Mr. Speaker, this government is again forcing hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans to pay tax on light bills, and it is called prosperity. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That is really taxperity. In fact, what the government is doing is giving JPS customers a double whammy. Yes. First, by increasing the tax on heavy fuel oil, yes, which the JPS has said they will have to pass this fuel tax on to consumers. In addition to the increase, they have put 16.5% GCT on light bills. The people will have...
Jamaica, may I play that again? The man them tax the people them 2 times in a 2017. The 16.5% on fuel. And then after that, them tax mostly gas. And then JPS say we have put that pressure upon the people them. So 2 times the things them with JLP do. That's why your light bill is high. Don't blame nobody else but Anjo and the government. The facts are the facts. We just shown a while ago on the reaction and I want to blaze it up. Share it with all on the labor right friend them and make them know say anytime you see a light bill, I blame Anjo. Blame them because they can do better. The PMP did it, why they couldn't do it. On the verge of economic meltdown, Mama P took down, take off the GCT and take the pressure off of the people. They won't tell me, see evidence in front of them. Won't tell me. So why in a hard times JLP can't do the same thing for people and take off pressure off of them? Them no care, them wicked, them blurt not wicked. That may I tell you.
Tax on first by increasing the tax on heavy fuel oil. Yes.
Increasing the tax on heavy fuel oil 2016, 2017, and go look it up. All I want to will chat about people that spread misinformation. Go look it up. Go look it up. Alright.
What the government is doing is giving JPS customers a double whammy. Yes. First, by increasing the tax on heavy fuel oil, yes, which the JPS has said they will have to pass this fuel tax on to consumers. In addition to the increase, they have put 16.5% GCT on light bills. The people...
Oh, by the way, the edge tax that was there, pay for the insurance of fuel prices can be stabilized. When we have shocks, they're still collecting the money and not servicing that particular insurance. 3 way when I get hit Jamaica. 3 way. They are making sure that you suffer from high light bills. They're making sure of it. Because they make a lot of money off the fuel, the bill, them get whole heap of tax off by Jamaica. Meanwhile, Petrojam is being destroyed. Philip Paul will tell you. They are the problem.
Will have to pay twice. What a wicked act. This is a...
And look upon it, look upon it. Hey, look upon the man or the man sitting there laugh off of Jamaican people. Ali Shah. Knowing everything when Mama Pia says is true, the money there. You think so them can, hey. I'm talk again.
Oppressive. A tax on residential. This is oppressive. A tax on residential electricity will seriously affect many small business people operating out of their homes. I have been told that some of the medium-sized refrigerators can burn 150 kilowatt hour of electricity per month.
Jamaica, let me show you back the article where this man said, Minister Shaw, a 16.5% general consumption tax will be added to the bill of all JPS customers who use more than 150 kilowatt per hour. You know, hear what Mama P said a while ago? You know, hear what she said? One fridge can use that in a 1 month. Make me play it back. And then this is why Miss Tamlin says average electricity usage is going up and is currently above the 150 kilowatt. So when Minister Shah, when Manayadi said, this move will not affect 61% of Jamaica. One is either him not bright and him incompetent, or two, them purposeful and wicked to suffer the people. No man, me I go post a video, man. What do you man? Me I post a video. This is what you call dissecting.
What? How? I feel let you.
Listen to what Mama P say again. You listen to what Mama P say.
Residential electricity will seriously affect many small business people operating out of their homes. I have been told that some of the medium-sized refrigerators can burn 150 kilowatt hour of electricity per month. The pensioners who need
Jamaica 150. Remember, say small business, you have a little small fridge, you put the chicken and you put juice in the way you sell from your home and so on. To make one little money so you can pay rent and pay like that. And buy food, put in your house too, and send them gas food. The man then turn up a pressure on the people. The man then wicked. Listen to this. Hey, you think the money are normal?
what? Hour of electricity per month. The pensioners who need that refrigerator to preserve his or her medication will have to pay this tax. The parents of that student burning the
Jamaica. May I show you how that lady I think about poor people? The pensioner to blouse and skirt. Where I get the little money. The little money when not good enough already. Them have to go pay more money on their light bill to take away from even eat. Yo, me telling you say them money are wicked. Me blouse.
The midnight light to pass his exam or her exam will have to pay this tax. The teacher who mark the homework late at night will have to pay this tax. The socks up vendor trying to feed his or her family will have to pay this tax. The hairdresser will have to pay this tax. Mr. Speaker, as a member of Parliament for an inner city constituency, the Prime Minister should know that many of our people, and he would have a number like me, of our people survive by doing a little business from their homes. This tax package has given a direct aim at the poor. When you increase taxes on gas, diesel, and cooking gas, the working class and the poor will suffer the most. Mr. Speaker, there's general...
Man, listen. I rest my case. I rest my case, bro. I rest my case. This is already 44 minutes in. I rest my case. You don't need no other argument. Just give somebody this and tell them to watch. Till the end. It's over with. Over with. Real talk. What's up, Queen Candy? Yo, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You see how I put all those pieces together? How the Ebola? I don't know. I did a video saying that there's rumors about it. That's all. Alleged rumors about it. Unconfirmed reports. That's all. You know what I mean? Yeah. I told you where to go. Mr. Wayne Lonesome. He was the one. Yeah. So I don't know where what's the situation with that. But it's now 2:13. I think I've been here for 3 hours and 3 hours and I don't know. 3 hours and 17 minutes. Hey man, let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to touch on. I doubt it though. I think I went through everything. I kind of went off track. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There's probably some things here that I didn't touch on. Yeah, there is, but I'm not gonna touch on them right now. I am not. All of these I'm gonna save to my evidence file. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save all of these to my evidence file.
Go easy on the
Easy.
for vacation.
Easy. Sheesh, bro. Alright, so I didn't save them on my evidence. I was trying to do. But what I will do, I go find them still. I go find them back on TVG and save them to my evidence file. Right? But there's some other things that, you know. Yeah. So have you guys signed the petition yet? Have you guys signed the petition? Balance petition? Merle, hey Merle, big up yourself. Hey. Yo, listen, this is the time when I send some super chat. If you love the show tonight, yo, bless up your bridget. Bless up your bridget. Yo, it was flowy true. You heard? It was flowy true tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed the conversation, you gotta send some love to the super chat or the cash app. International One Era. What's that about? What's that about? Let me put the cash app up there. The cash app is already there for persons on TikTok. That sticker right there, that's the cash app. There, 14,000 likes. The people ain't tired tonight. They must listen. So, but this is the time for you to bless up the my love. Hey Merle, hey, big up yourself, you know, Merle. Hey, thank you for the super chat, you know. Yo, me love that. Moriel King, big up yourself. Manners and respect. Yo, man, I tell you, right now is the time. I'm going to end this live. If you want to show your boy some love, hey, man, bless. Hey, we got the cash app. All of those information is pinned. Man, there's so much going on. $40 has gone on to your fuel. And BIOJ and PIOJ, sorry, and what's the name of that? Them people there again? The other people them starting come out having conflicted reports. Yo, that's some wild stuff, man. That's some wild stuff. But yeah, salute to everybody. I'm gonna give y'all another 60 seconds to show some love if you wanna do that, and then I'm gonna get myself up out of here. If you're sending a cash app, let me know so we can show it to you now before me leave. You hear that? Yeah, if you're sending something to the cash app, let me know so I can shout you out before I leave. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. Is that another one? No, Merle. Come on, hey Merle. Hey, you gotta become a member, yo. You gotta become a member. Moriel King. You gotta become a member, bro. You gotta become an honorable member. You going crazy with the super chats. I appreciate that, man. You going crazy with the super chats, man. Salute. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, man. And you know you can put messages, like write messages in there. So yeah, you can make a point in the super chat, and you know it will always be there for persons that watch the replay to say, yeah, this person said this and this and this. You know what I mean? So for these types of conversation, hey, make your stamp. Don't just send something, but write something in there. You know what I'm saying? And send a message. That's gonna be imprinted on the live like forever. You know what I mean? But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mario. Hey, for the persons over by Bolo TBV, let me put the cash app in the comment section before I go. Yeah. So it's the name on the cash app is Paul Chin. That's the broski. All right. So yeah, you see Paul Chin? Yes, sir. That's it. That's the cash app. All right. Don't feel like, oh, is this the right one? Yes, it is. Paul Chin. There you go. That's the cash app. Man. It's the weekend. Today is Saturday, but you know, it's the weekend. Show you boys some love before I go, man. Man, and I'm telling you, there's like 4 more videos, you know, that I did not watch yet, you know, that I was gonna go over, you know. But this reaction took the cake, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yes. Let me just go through it. And if I start those others, I'm going to be here until probably 4 o'clock. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I have way too much videos that I have to edit. I have a video I need to edit. I also have about 10 different videos that I need to make thumbnails for, put a title up, set it. It's going to take me a couple of hours. So I'm not going to be going to my bed at least till 5 o'clock. I'll still be up. Bolo, day in, day out, you are here showing the truth about this corrupt government. Hey, Muriel, boy, I tell you. Muriel, you need to get your badge, bro. You need to become a member. Don't you see the option to become a member? Become a member, man. Make it official. Get your hey, that reminds me. There's an emoji that I need to put out, yo. There's an emoji that I made that I need to put out. Nikisha Burchell is going on the emojis. You heard? And for those that are not yet a member of the platform, hey, y'all need to check out these emojis, man. Oh shoot, I can't do them here, so. Oh yeah, this is BOLO TBV. I ain't got no emojis over here. So yeah, man, for real, man, respect. Let me see something real quick. See if anybody sent anything to the cash app. Alright, so nobody sent anything to cash app. YouTube, the membership, I thought it was just TikTok. Nah, man. YouTube is the official entity that does memberships. What? You didn't know that? Yeah, you can become a member to Queen Candy if you see the option. Once you can donate to the super chat, you can become a member as well. Yeah, man. Once you see an option to donate to super chat, it means you can gift people. You can even send gifts. There's an option there to send gifts. So you can actually send gifts. Just like TikTok and YouTube now. My Bolo VNR clips, you guys don't have that option. Not yet. I need to get to 30,000 or 25,000 subs or something like that. Because I live in Jamaica. It is what it is. Hopefully one day it gets better. Hey. It's harder out here for a Jamaican, you heard? On YouTube. All you need is 1,000 sub. Captain Merge say I'm listening from the beginning. Hey, how you guys like the show tonight, man? How you guys like the show tonight? I don't know. I just have this. Listen, I literally did not watch any of the videos that I had scheduled for the show. I was like, I missed so much. Because I was live earlier. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? What is all of this? You see me? I was like, what is all of this? I'm like, no, I'm ever come tonight, come, touch upon them, suck me a virgin. And so I did, you know. And I only recorded 3 videos out of the whole night. Just 3. You see me? One of them is long though, 45 minutes. Right? And that's the last one. I'm going to put it out because people need to look at that, man. Like, look at that evidence. Like, yo, look at energy prices. You see me? Look at how the JLP makes our life harder. Look at how they're managing the energy sector, right? There's things that they can do and they're not doing it. You see me? I believe this video, if you didn't know before, this video should totally expose you to the realities of these people who really just don't care about the people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like they really don't care about the people. Look at what Mama P said, yo. Her implementation of the 350 kilowatt per hour, right, only affected 6% of the population. And clearly, what the JLP did in 2016 has affected probably 80% of the population easily. Most people are living poor in Jamaica. The middle class has dwindled significantly. Can tell you that right now. You have more people stretching out them hand and calling people yo, my boss, yo, my general. You have more people doing that than people that are bossed up, you know what I'm saying, doing well, you know, got their stuff together economically. There's more people doing the opposite of that in Jamaica. So when they added that GCT, it was, man, and adding that GCT for a person that were trying to come out of the hole, adding that GCT to the electricity, and of course she said, you know, adding tax to the oil, and then JPS said, no, we're gonna put that on the customers. We're gonna let them pay for it because they know people need their electricity. So them not go take that. And the government never said, no, you know, we're not gonna do that then. They still did it, they still do it. The edge tax. The edge tax is supposed to be used to pay for the insurance on fuel prices. So right now, we would be in a way better place if they had paid the edge tax. They had used the edge tax and actually paid for the insurance on fuel prices. So they hit the people in 4 ways that makes our life harder where electricity is concerned. And separate and apart from that, why is Petrojam failing so much under them? Why? Why is Petrojam bleeding so much? Where's the money going? Where? You said my neighbor in Jamaica recently, Bolo, my neighbor was in Jamaica recently and she said it's hard out there. Muriel, let me tell you something. There's levels to the hard, you know. You see the people in Westmoreland and them place there? I think they're at the hardest threshold in terms of, and other sprinkles, some other people in Jamaica that don't live in Westmoreland, I think they're on that threshold of like the hardest. They're feeling it the hardest. I know for me, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I have a lot of motivation to come out here and just done the government for what them I do to it. Done them. Yo, brother, I say it hurt me, you know. It hurt me, not tell no lie, like it hurt me significantly. If you know, say, we had an opportunity to get the People's National Party in power with all of the things they had set out in that manifesto. The fact that Mark Golding had this inclusive mentality. You see, even my, what's your name? You see the granddaughter of Bob Marley? When I ask Christ, she not probably, like the energy when she have towards politician, she a rasta, she just burn out the whole of them. See? That's cool. But I'm not asking if she was given the opportunity to sit down with Mark Golding and then discuss ideas, fam, only thing say Mark Golding now gonna take the idea there and work with her. Given that she actually shows her, yo, like she alone spent $26 million on shelter in a Westmoreland. And the government spent $26 million out of the $1.44 billion. She spent the same amount of money on one area. Let that sink in. One area. One area in the place, bro. Sisters and brothers, one area in the place. She alone spent that amount of money through her charity. Come on. And the government is going to tell us that, oh, 67 billion. And I say to them, what was the needs assessment versus what you did? What was it? So how much did the people need for help? What was the needs assessment versus how much you spent? That's the only way you can weigh how well the government did, you know. But they don't want to talk about that. They just want to talk about 67 billion. If the government had any humility, they wouldn't even mention what they have done. They would have some shame and say, man, We have done all of this now. However, there's too many people that still need our help and they don't get it yet. What can we do? If they were not arrogant, if they listened to persons like Ralston Hyman and others, that was giving them good advice from. There are neutral people out there. And you know, I do this sometimes. I find that I do this sometimes because I'm so angry with the government. I may come off as tribalistic and think that some people are PNP because them have, some people are JLP because them have certain argument come out of them mouth. However, at all times I'm right. In the event that I am wrong, I want to say I'm sorry and I apologize. All right? It's not you. It's the government. Anybody that associates themselves with them, to how they have dealt with the people them so bad, it makes me and others, and I think I'm speaking for other people as well, it makes us question why you don't see what we see. It makes us question that. Yeah, they don't want anybody else to be involved with the money. That's the bottom line. That's it. That's all it is. That's all. They don't want anybody else to be involved with the money. They want the money all to themselves. You see me? Greed. And then they want to play politics as well. They don't want it to be said historically that the People's National Party had anything to do with how they did things. But it's they're being exposed because of it. Because too many crabs. Listen, how can I say this? Too much rat no dig good hole. There's a lot of rats in the Jamaica Labour Party. And that money is cheese. Do the maths. Just do the maths. That money is cheese. Yes, man, the old Andrew video. Me say, hey, me tell them say me I cook tonight. When I come tell the people and boy and promise them this and promise them that, I make a commitment that we're gonna make the big this and the big that and your oil and your light bills. So Jamaica, you know, this is one of the things I forgot to put in the reaction. And you know, sometimes when you're cooking, and that's how I am sometimes, my mind works like that, I'm replaying what I said. There's one thing I didn't mention. Right? Don't tell me something forgot. Shit. In terms of Andrew Wallace promising, say, you're not gonna bring the big oil, the big companies them to make sure, say, yo, you know, them actually your light bill low or whatever. There's something else that he said and that he promised that he did not fulfill as well. But I forgot to write. I should have mentioned it, you know, in the thing. I remember. Virgin. Yo, the man wicked here, man. Man make people their life too hard, Virgin. And it never had to be that way. They say because if Mark Itchy was involved, that is it. If Mark Boney wasn't involved, they could not swingle the money. That's right. That's right. That's the other thing. They don't want Mark Boney and then people ain't like none at all. Because it was a press conference I could do and this and that. I remember. This is why when people say the both parties are, they say, oh, yeah. Listen, if that was true before. And you know, I know that people, I don't have any political ambitions. I don't, in terms of joining government or anything like that, I don't knock anybody that. You know, we need democracy to be at the all-time high. So, I believe we should have a third, fourth, and fifth party. If you want. There is 50% of the population that does not vote for JNP and PNP. Why aren't you guys adamant to become a part of the political process? That's my thing. Why aren't you guys doing that? Oh no. Think about that. Y'all should be thinking about that. Y'all should be saying, man, you know, Bolo is right. Why don't I do that? Well, somebody say, you like how we draw for your video. And I tell you, say, there's a next video, man. There's a next thing Andrew did do, man. I promise. And he never fulfill it. Right? We're critical to what's happening right now. You see, where is that? Where's the evidence files? Mama P. Check out the evidence files. Also. You see me can't find it. Who remember when Andrew Wallace allegedly took the job? The JLP will give cheap and better electricity. What a man like. Mighty God. Yeah, man, cooler than ice, yeah, man. Man, serious, Virgin. You know who me missing in space? The lady where used to there, the not jump. The NIA, the National Integrity Association, or something like so. The NIA. That lady, man, I miss her so much. But she probably feel good to come out of this space. And I have a video with her too, you know. Where she talk about, you know, accountability and all her issues. Transparency. Listen to this.
I would say at this particular moment in time, having regard to the allegations that have been set forth that are to be investigated, the lack of confidence that persons have in the government as it relates to investigations, and I am going to say it, of illicit enrichment to involving members of parliament, which has never occurred before in our history of Jamaica, that the public needs to have confidence that there is going to be a thorough, fair investigation into what the allegations have been made out. And in these circumstances, you could have put anyone in that position. But the question is going to be asked of someone like Mr. Chung, who has publicly indicated his position as it regards to the report, as to whether or not there is public confidence in what he's going to do. That's one. And two, if you did not need qualifications of law enforcement, why would you have advertised them in 2024? And if they were removed, why have you not been forthcoming to the public to say, we removed it?
Because.
And further, if you are so confident that he is the best of all applicants, because you'll agree with me that you can have 10 persons applying for Rhodes Scholars and their applications are extraordinary, but there's always one that stands out. Of all the applications in this particular moment, that he was the applicant for the time such as this, that was best suited to direct, to lead, and to present the image of transparency, objectivity, and public confidence in an entity that is now charged with investigating the investigation report of the Prime Minister, whose overarching powers are so of such.
According to the Contractor General's report, benefited from a sweetheart deal that was irregular. You benefited off the backs of the Jamaican people in creating your wealth. You were a connected party with the then Minister of Finance, and you advised and created the FinSac debacle with high interest rate. You benefited from FinSac. I did not purchase a FinSac house. I bought a house on the open market. And again, you come with weaponized lies. Your lies will not work.
economic progress has been what has been touted, and we can't deny that there have been economic accolades about how well Jamaica has done after COVID at this point when we compare ourselves to other nation states. However, it's crucial in fact, to understand that robust economic growth will be enhanced by two magic words: good governance. The true measure of effective governance lies in the presence of trust, integrity, transparency across all systems. So NIA, the National Integrity Action, is of the view that in spite of the economic accolades, nothing can be said much about where we are unless there are, and there is, and there should be effective governance. So when politicians have no code of conduct, you know I was going to say that, economic accolades mean nothing. When there's no disclosure about who is awarded contracts, economic accolades is empty. When public bodies fail to provide timely reports as to how they use public funds, economic progress is dead. When the government seeks to weaken rather than strengthen legislation meant to empower or protect people, specifically the imposition of the Political Ombudsman's Office into the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, or running with alacrity to extend the time of the DPP or confirm a parliamentary clerk, whilst at a slug space, ignoring the need and the law to protect the ECJ by entrenching it into the Constitution, tells us that governance is not important. When constitutional reform is used to placate the public that the government is willing to make decisions that will improve the next generation of Jamaicans, but whose actions suggest otherwise, this erodes our trust in how you'll handle the funds. So what we need, and what we haven't heard, is how is the government willing to support creating a homegrown democracy, and one that holds all of our politicians accountable to one single standard of behavior that inspires positive change in the land that we love. When the House Speaker refuses to share the advice given by the People's Attorney General, advice that will benefit the public's knowledge of parliamentary procedures, this reflects the arrogance of a government that feels that all occupied positions of power should benefit only the ruling party. When the government shies away from supporting legislation to recall a member of parliament for non-performance of duties, and this can be easily done as we did the extension of the DPP's tenure, it suggests that it does not believe that it is accountable to the people. And when the government forgets its promise of a fixed election date, we heard nothing of that.
Queen Candy and half the axe Christ, but black that the smarter than man, that's crazy. Anyway.
It suggests that changes will improve governance, changes that will improve governance will not be pursued. So when there is and forgive my use of this particular word, aggression towards the Auditor General and the Integrity Commission, in the face of such mammoth spending, it suggests that there are issues of accountability that the government would rather the public not know. So sustained economic growth, to our mind, cannot occur without trust, and trust is not gained by being autocratic. Ignoring the questions of private members tells the public that this is a one-party show, and that there is no concern about equity in governance, but rather the only concern is consolidating power. This undermines the very foundation of economic progress. So having heard the presentations, NI was inspired by the words of the Minister of Health and Wellness when he recently visited St. Lucia. And we ask our own government, having listened to the budget, having listened to the utterances of those who have spoken about the great direction that Jamaica is heading. Is the government prepared to do what it has never done before because it is the right thing to do and will serve the greater good, even if it means disagreeing with traditional measures of success? Is the government prepared to lead by empowering people in their communities and avoiding the temptation to satisfy local or international bureaucracies as indicators of success rather than the people's needs? That is a test of whether or not this budget is solid, effective, comprehensive, and progressive. So the issues NIA has raised are concerns of the public. They're not the concerns of Daniel Archer. They are the concerns of the public. And the public demands governance that builds trust, reflects integrity, and is transparent. So Professor Hamilton, I apologize, but I'm using this moment as a direction to my fellow Jamaicans, my colleagues and my friends, my media batchmates, if I could call them that. And I'm inspired by the words of Marshall Matthews III, otherwise known as Eminem. And I ask you, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you had ever wanted in this one moment, would you capture it or let it slip away? This, my friends, is the moment. It is a press conference, but it's the first opportunity that the people of this country have had to respond to the budget that was presented. It is your moment, and I would want to tell you, from my perspective, that you should never let it go. Let us not miss the chance to do the right thing for future Jamaicans. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for each of us. Let's examine the budget. Let's review the actions of all our parliamentarians, every single solitary one. And let's ask ourselves if there is room for transparency and accountability. Is there? And if the answer is yes, I invite you. Stand with members of the civil society. Stand with your schools, your entities, and your churches. This is the moment to make your voice heard. If you want a better Jamaica, we must not wait to be led by our politicians. And we must not be overwhelmed by the niceties of our budget that tells us what it can bring. But we should demand improved governance so that accountability, transparency, and integrity will ensure that every single Jamaican in the rural and urban centers, whether you're educated at a tertiary level or not, whether you're a farmer or a teacher, you can participate in making Jamaica the place to live, to work, and to enjoy your lifestyle the way you choose to at this particular moment. Thank you.
Okay, my next live stream, I'm going to be going over some of her videos because I think the people really need to hear this. Yeah. I'm definitely going over some of her videos. Yes, sir. She on point, like 100%. They just giant. You know how long they have me there? Like 4 hours now. Yeah, I think we're here like 4 hours. And then I said I was gonna leave, but then we get caught up again and talk to the people. Yeah, tonight my energy is different. I don't know what's going on. My energy is just different. I'm so locked in, it's crazy. But Miss Danielle Archer, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be doing a piece with Miss Danielle Archer. Because the stuff that she's saying is relevant to right now. As a matter of fact, look at the Nara thing. When I hear her speak, I'm like, damn. But this has gotten worse. Because now we have Nara. Nara erodes everything that she's talking about, you know. They have consolidated more power in this one act. And then in family member is the CEO. Man, listen. Boy, we in trouble, Lord. Mercy, in trouble. Let me see. And then you have Miss Cardler. This was the UHWI scandal. My bad, y'all. Sorry for the echo. For those watching on OBS. Sorry about that.
A very good evening to you and welcome to All Angles. My name is Andrea Chisholm and I'm filling in for Dion. Now, for the first half of the program, we're going to be talking about some of the key findings and recommendations of the Auditor General's report. And it speaks about the procurement practices of the University Hospital of the West Indies. And later in the program, for the second half of the show, we're going to talk about the controversial enhanced games. It allows athletes to use performance-enhancing drugs. But we're going to start off with the Auditor General's report. And on Tuesday, the University Hospital of the West Indies, that information was made public. So we're going to be jumping right in. We don't have time to go through every single details, but we're going to be picking out some of the highlights. My guests this evening are Dr. Gavin Mars, the new Principal Director of the National Integrity Action NIA, and the Executive Director of the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, Jeanette Calder. Good evening.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us. Well, the audit focused on the University Hospital of the West Indies, as we all know, and it covered the period from the start of the fiscal year in 2019 to the end of the fiscal year in March 2025. So let's pull out one of the key findings. The Auditor General found that 51 contracts valuing $521 million that the University Hospital could not provide any procurement documentation. Let's start with you, Ms. Calder. Why is that problematic?
First and foremost, it's a breach of a law. Those laws have been put in place by our parliamentarians, our elected representatives, for the very purpose of recognizing and acknowledging the sacrifice that Jamaicans make in paying taxes so that we can have good public services and better quality of life. So when you have public officials who you have entrusted and they are abusing the authority that they have, but also the opportunity to spend in a way that can benefit you, and they do it with a disregard for the laws that are there to actually protect your assets and to help you to deliver the best services possible, then there's just a lot of concerns. There's a breakdown of trust. And the bottom line, it just affects the quality of our lives. And Andrea, let me be clear. We've talked about this from time to time. This kind of discussion is not new for me, but it is really particularly hurtful. And I had a difficult day reading the report, particularly because it was the Ministry of Health and Wellness. So when we have these kind of reports coming in about any entity, it's bad. But when it is about a ministry or an entity, rather, that is taking care of the most vulnerable, then it becomes a little bit more heartbreaking. It's more than just the money.
Okay. Mr. Maz, you have some people who may think that the procurement rules are neither here nor there. So in the context of this major finding from the Auditor General, I'll put this same question to you. Why is it a problem?
You know, the first time I started working for the government, I was told to make sure you take care of people their money.
Yeah.
You were told from earlier that my permanent secretary, I remember, said that she's afraid to wear short pants. There was this understanding from man that is people money. Yeah. The University Hospital serves people. Think about upon Mavis Bank, those people who work way up in the hills, who plant coffee or whatever it is.
Yo, I'm going to go. Appreciate all the support. I really appreciate you guys. But I'm going to go. Yeah, I don't want to burn myself out too much because I have some work to do before I go to my bed. And I have like 2 hours. It's 5 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now. And yeah, I want to go to my bed by 5. So salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. And God bless each and every one of you. And see y'all later, man. I am going to be going over Jeanette Calder and Miss Archer's previous videos in those turbulent times, especially Miss Archer, because yo, trust me, it's a lot. The jail people still there, and I get away with it now. But God and time still. Later, you have people loving you here, and thank you guys for the donations, man. Hey, Muriel King, big up yourself, everybody. Not to just come in, everybody, all my members, you know what I mean? Everybody that hit the like button, y'all did great with the like button tonight on YouTube, definitely. You know, TikTok on the good most of the time, so we're not knocking them. Yo, love here, love later. I can't believe somebody answer that, and that day I want to views me get for this other. 90 persons coming in and 1,700 man. You messing with my ish. Yo, later, guys. You go put yourself. They messing with my ish for real, man. Salute.